Hey y'all, welcome to Game Day with Heavy Cardboard, where we teach, play, and discuss medium and heavy strategy board games, war games, 18xx, and today, as opposed to tonight, we are excited to bring you one of the hot releases coming from Essen, the second edition of Wildcatters, designed by Andre Spiel and Rolf Segel, published originally by Ras Games, which is Andre and Rolf themselves. This time, as you can see over my left shoulder here, published by Capstone Games. So tonight's game is also sponsored by Capstone Games, and they were kind enough to send us this copy of Wildcatters. So I'm your host, as you all know, Edward Euler, joined by friends and, well, family.
Yes, Amanda Euler, his wife, and co-host of Heavy Cardboard.
Matt McChesney, tech guy, resident, game player, whatever needs to be done.
And resident.
Yeah.
And I'm Brian. I'm out on the work release program.
So thanks for joining us, Brian, and
He just
glad we could
wandered
get you away from that. So thanks everybody for joining us both around the world live as well as after the fact. So Wildcatters, really excited. This was one of the finalists for the 2013 Golden Elephant Award. When it originally came out. If you are familiar with Wildcatters, this game is going to look very, very familiar, and it's also going to play very familiar with some minor adjustments here and there, which obviously we will go through. So without further ado, I guess we'll go ahead and roll into it, shall we? As is always on any involved teach, I'm going to have the cameras down, I'm going to have the chat down during the teach, and then we'll bring it back up afterwards and for the playthrough. So without further ado, welcome everybody, and let's get into it. All right, shall we? All right, so players try to find fame and fortune by supplying more oil to the 7 different areas of the world than their competitors in an effort to gain the most victory points at the end of the game. The game is played over 7 rounds, where the players will discover oil, transport it to the various refineries around the world, and eventually delivering it to the regions that it was refined in, which then results in a series of area majority scorings at the end of the game. In order to do that, players will have to build their own infrastructure, as well as sometimes use each other's, which includes drilling rigs, pump jacks, trains, oil tankers, and refineries to gain valuable shares in the various player-run companies. It's spending those shares as well as workers that allows the above actions to happen, which ultimately leads to victory points and hopefully the win. So before we get into the main teach, we'll go ahead and highlight what you guys are actually looking at here on the board. So first off, we have the victory point track. It goes all the way around. We have the 4 colored areas, so we have North America split into 2 different regions. We have South America, 2 as well. We have Russia up north, and we have Asia down on the bottom. We also have 3 neutral areas, which are Europe, Africa, and Australia. Only trains and refineries will be in these neutral areas, whereas everything else will be in all the other colored areas. We have a bank up in the top left corner. We have the shares in the 4 player companies. We have consolidation chips up in the top right corner. That is new in the second edition. We have the refined oil locations for where it was refined down here, which is going to be the area majority scoring, as I mentioned earlier. We have the worker stack in the bottom right. There's also victory points for the oil workers and the workers. I'm sorry, for the refined areas and the workers. Then over here on my player tableau, on my player tableau, so we're not going to be switching cameras during the actual gameplay. This is just to show everybody what the different parts are here that everybody has. So we have oil rigs or oil derricks. We're going to call it interchangeably between those. We have the trains up here. We have ships. We have also called oil tankers. We have pump jacks, which these oil derricks are going to turn into pump jacks. We have barrels of oil, which are going to go onto the pump jacks once we've gotten rid of the oil derricks and we've drilled for oil. We have refineries, which will be out on the board. This is our workers. These are the exact same thing. We have workers here individual 1 workers and 5 workers each, just to show you guys the difference. We have 20 shares of your own company to begin with, and 5 shares for the player to your right. So I have 5 of Amanda's, Amanda has 5 of Brian's, which is green, so on and so forth. And then we have the player aid here, which unfortunately did get fixed, no longer says Griefville, but it will live on in our hearts. So boo on Clay for changing
Boo,
that.
Clay, boo.
All right, so getting back to the main board now. So each player, we're going to seed the board when we get started with some pieces that everybody has down in the corner. Everybody has 3 oil derricks, a oil tanker, a refinery, 2 trains, and we actually randomize turn order. I am going to be first for the first 6 rounds of the game. And then we will figure out who is going to be first in the final round. And basically all that is once the first player starts, it's just continuous around the table from that point forward. All right, so we'll get into the seeding once we actually begin the game. But as it is now, let's go ahead and talk about gameplay. So in every round of the 7 rounds, so you'll notice that the round marker is 8. 8 is only for 2 and 3 player, or for less than 4 players. So we're not even going to talk about that. So the game takes place over 7 rounds, and in every round, players execute all of the following steps in the same order. So first and foremost, we're going to choose an area card. We're going to receive the area card bonus that's on it. Then we're going to go into building actions, then oil actions, which is pretty much the meat of the game, then move any unused tankers, and then empty partially filled refineries. So first thing first, on your turn, each player is going to have their choice of 8 area cards that are out here on a conveyor belt. So these will just continually be running through as we go. So you're going to select one of these 8 area cards. So the area cards are going to show a number of bits of information. So first off, the main thing about it is it's going to show you what area in which you're going to be working in during your turn. So we'll take, for instance, just because it's close to me, we'll go ahead and take this North America card right here as an example, okay? Or this one, they're both North America. Notice this one is up in Canada, this one is here in the States. So whichever one I choose, I will only be working in one of those 2 halves of the area, okay? So I select the card, that's step 1. The card shows North America, so it tells you it has a map, it has the shaded area in which you're going to be working, so even if colorblind issues or anything like that. It also has the main city in there, so in this case Montreal, so if you can read it, you can look at the map, whatever. So after you've selected the card, you're going to actually take it into your tableau, and then you're going to receive the area card bonus that's on the left-hand side. So going through, we have a pretty good selection of things out here. Anytime you see oil drops, that's going to correspond to the victory point track, which you'll notice just right there, it shows an oil drop, and there's oil drops at every 10 as well. So victory points, these will be added at the end of the game. Also, we have a refinery empty action on this card. Also would get 2 workers. This one gives you 1 point and 3 green shares from the bank, so on and so forth. And that pretty much covers everything. So we have workers, we have different colored shares, victory points, and refinery empty action. All right. So that's already the first 2 steps. Choose a card, get whatever it says on the left-hand side. Then we go into building actions. And this is important to stress that it is the active player only. So me being the first player, it will only be me doing this. And the player aid here is actually extremely well done. So the building actions, as it shows right here, is you're going to spend workers to build infrastructure in the location on the selected area card. All right. So in addition, there are 4 things in which you can build. You can build oil derricks. These cost 4 workers apiece. So 4 of these workers, or 4 of these workers. It spends 4 to build the first 3. The 4th one in your player color costs 6. So for instance, out here on the board, if I chose this Canadian card here and I had 2 oil derricks already out there, no harm, no foul, any subsequent one that I choose to build is going to cost me 4 workers. Easy enough. So that would cost me 4 workers. If I built a fourth one in my own player color, it would cost me 6. It doesn't matter if Matt already had one out there. The next one is still only my third. It is not my fourth one. All right? So that's oil rigs, drilling rigs, oil derricks, whatever you want to call them. You also, in addition, can build trains and ships for 2 workers apiece, as shown right here. So the trains can go in anywhere in that area. So from the oil fields, there are 2 locations, 2 rectangle locations right there. In addition, there are adjoining areas that connect one half to the other half here. So I could build trains in either of these spaces or both, and or either of those spaces or both. You are only limited by the available locations. You are not limited to only placing one. So for instance, just because I have one there already, I can still build another one there, okay? And when we're talking about areas like this on the board, this location down here has 2 adjoining areas, one up north to Russia and one to the other Asian. So you would actually have 6 locations in which to build trains. Easy enough. In addition to that, you can build ships. So our ships will start here in either Luanda or in Dar es Salaam. However, you can build ships anywhere that you're working or the neutral locations. I'm sorry, only in the area you're working. So for instance, Montreal, since I chose this Canadian card, I could build a ship for 2 to be able to transport more oil out there. And you're only limited by piece limited numbers on those. Last but not least, we have refineries. Everyone's going to start with 1 refinery on the board. However, as the game goes along, we can build more refineries. Refineries cost 12 workers. They are substantially more expensive than every other part of the game. Refineries will go in the rectangle locations, and there is 1 per area on the board. So we have 2 in South America, 2 in North America, so on and so forth, as well as 2 in each of the neutral locations. So when you build one, you'll put it out here. And also note that there is some end game scoring based on how many refineries that you build throughout the game. Okay? So easy enough there. Obviously, I'll go into detail on what these refineries do, or all these different pieces do. The other thing to note is you're only allowed to build 1 refinery per turn max, no matter what. So even if you had enough workers to be able to build 2, you can only build 1. So that brings us now, after you have built everything that you want in this location, and just for argument's sake, let's say, Matt, if you'll, here, we'll throw one of your trains there. We'll throw, Brian, we'll get you included. Throw a train up here, and we'll also put, Matt, we'll put one of your ships here. And last but not least, let's see, anything else that we should do?
Refinery, maybe?
Yeah, throw a refinery. We'll throw a couple refineries out here for examples. So we'll put one there, and we'll put Amanda's there. Okay, so let's say it is my turn. I take the North American card. I would get my 3 points at the end of the game, but I would just take this card. This tells me where I can build and everything. On my turn, I say, you know what? I'm going to spend 4 workers to go ahead and build another oil derrick out there. I'm looking, maybe we'll go ahead. I'll spend another 2 to build a ship out there, and that's that. That's the end of the building phase. I'm done. Nobody else can build except the active player. Now we go into the meat of the game, which are the oil actions. Again, this is the only the active player does these actions unless you're allowed to piggyback. I'll explain that in a minute. The first option that you have on your turn is you can drill a new oil field, okay? So as this shows right here, so drilling in a new oil field, if an area like this does not have any pump jacks, again, pump jacks look like these. If an area does not, that means it has never been drilled. You can only drill in a location once per game. Once an area has been drilled, it never has to be drilled again. But somebody does have to eventually pull the plug and drill in that area. It's expensive, and other people get to benefit for it, but it's still a necessary thing. So the first option is if it has not been drilled, the active player has the choice to go ahead and drill in that area. There must be a minimum of 4 oil derricks in the location. Well, here you can see there are 5. It doesn't matter if they're all yours. A mix of players does not matter. It costs 8 workers to pull the plug, is what we call, which is drilling for oil. And when I do, I say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and spend the 8 workers. Let's say I do. At that point, I get to replace one of my oil derricks with a pump jack that comes with 3 barrels of oil on it. So let's say I replace that one and I put a pump jack with 3 barrels of oil on it. Awesome. Now, I paid the 8 workers to do that. At this moment, every player that has an oil derrick in the location, in the same area, in their own color, they can convert one oil rig to a pump jack with also 3 barrels of oil, which is the default, they always will. Even if they have multiple oil derricks, they're only allowed to do 1. But to be able to do so, they have to pay 3 shares of their own color. So in this case, Matt would pay me 3 shares of his own color, i.e. 3 shares of his company. So I would take these, he would replace this, and he does not have to. It's usually going to be beneficial to do so. And we go in player order, so we're going clockwise around the table. Now, Brian, unfortunately, does not have a oil derrick over there, so he does not get the option to do so. So, however, Amanda does. She would pay me 3 shares of her own color, like so. I add these over here to my stack, and these are hidden, by the way. They're all the same on the back. However, I'm just showing you guys as an example here. So they paid me 3 each, and now she replaces her oil derrick with 3 barrels of oil eventually.
They roll
over
around.
there. So then, after that, there's going to be either 1 or 2 Wildcatter tokens that are out here on the board, depending on how we seed the board at the beginning of the game. For argument's sake, let's say there's only 1 Wildcatter token in this area. As soon as the plug is pulled, as soon as we have drilled for the first time, and after everyone has had an option in which to go ahead and convert oil derricks into pump jacks, we then immediately go into the auction for the Wildcatter. So the Wildcatter, the name of the game comes from this, is an independent, like a very small company, whereas we are all conglomerate, big capitalist companies back in the day. These Wildcatters are like mom and pop operations. They're going to provide the winner of the auction not only 1 barrel of oil in their own color, but they're also a majority scoring at the end of the game as well. So at this point, we begin the auction for the Wildcatters. The minimum bid for a Wildcatter token is 4 shares in your own color, meaning for me, I would have to bid a minimum of 4 shares, or I can pass if I wish. Once you pass, you're out. We continue to go around in turn order until everyone has either passed or 1 player is left. So I bid for,
I say 5.
now, however, Brian does not have a pump jack here, therefore he is not included, unfortunately, in the Wildcatter auction. It goes to Amanda. She says
6.
okay, I go 8, fine, so on and so forth. Everyone passes. I win it for 8. I would pay my 8 to the bank, to there, and I would get 1 barrel of oil onto the Wildcatter to show I won the Wildcatter auction. If there is a subsequent Wildcatter token, there can be a maximum of 2. In that case, then we would immediately go back into the second auction again, because Brian doesn't have a pump jack or a pump jack in the area. He would not partake. Everyone else could, and that is the Wildcatter auction. At this moment, now, the active player can choose to use their one-time use refinery chip right here to empty 1 of their own refineries, even though it's not filled. I'll go into more detail about this later, but let's say this refinery, my refinery being yellow, if I wanted to empty this at this point, I could do so. So we would empty it. I'll get into that later. Here's the reason I bring this up right now, is this refinery chip, once it's spent, it's a one-time use. It's worth 2 points at the end of the game if you never use it, but if you do use it, it will empty this refinery down into the respective location, but nothing can be delivered to this refinery this turn. That's all that means. It just blocks it off, and we signify that by placing the refinery chip on top. After we have auctioned off the Wildcatter, I choose or not to use my refinery chip. We then go into the next step, which is developing an oil field. So we're now up here. So only areas that have pump jacks. So meaning only the active player can do this. This area now has pump jacks. We know this. We know that the area has been drilled because it has pump jacks. Whether it's this turn or a subsequent turn. Let's say on my next turn, whatever, I take a card that is the same area. So I choose this card. I get whatever bonus. I can't drill here because it's already been drilled. But at this point, I can now further develop the oil field, meaning I can turn my oil derricks into more pump jacks. To do so, that costs 3 workers to do it for each, and I'm not limited. So in this, like when I drilled, I could only do 1. We did the Wildcatter auction, refinery chip, and then I could choose to develop more. So in this case, let's say I'm starting to run low on my own, or running low on workers, so I'm only going to convert 1 of them, even though I could do the 2 remaining ones on there. So in this case, that, as usual, 3 barrels of oil on it, graceful as I am. Okay, Matt, thank you. So after I have chosen to develop further, do not have to, it's always optional if I want to spend the workers to do so. And again, I could have done this one, but you know what? I don't have enough workers to do so because next is transporting. Great, we have all this oil out here in the oil fields, but now we need to be able to transfer it. So what do? If I choose the active player to spend 4 workers to be able to transport oil, everybody gets to transport oil that's in the area. So you guys get to piggyback on top of me. So I would spend 4 workers here. I would get 1 change. Then every one of my pump jacks that's in here gets to transfer 1 barrel of oil to the harbor. So that includes Wildcatters. So I would get 1 there. I would get 1 here and 1 like so. The Wildcatter is now devoid of oil. I would then take this over into my play area and just hold on to it for the end of the game for that scoring, depending on how many Wildcatters I have. So I have transported oil from the oil field on somebody's train going over to the harbor. So every time that you transfer here, you have to pay 1 share to another player to be able to use their mode of transportation. So at this point, I transferred 3 barrels of oil. I have to choose who to give shares to. So in this case, I say, you know what, Brian's kind of, he's kind of the odd man out because he doesn't have oil there. I transfer 2 of my barrels on his and 1 to Matt. So I paid 3 shares of my own color. So I did 2 on Brian, 1 on Matt's. Cool? Make sense?
But you could do them all on 1 player.
I absolutely could, but I'm trying to, spread out the wealth a little. So at this point, everybody who has a pump jack in the area can piggyback for free. Cool. So Matt, do you want to transport oil? The answer almost always is going to be yes. He'll probably use his own train. He comes over. Amanda, would you like to?
Yeah.
Okay. So you now have to pay 1 share of your own color to either Brian or Matt.
Whoever's boat I use.
Whoever's train you use.
Right.
Okay, so you would pay
Let's.
1 share to Brian.
There we go.
For instance. Okay, cool, good. We have all transported oil to the harbor. The transportation aspect of this game is not finished until every barrel of oil is delivered to a refinery. So at this point, in turn order, and this is the most confusing aspect of this game. Everything else is very procedural, but this, I really want to drive home this point. In turn order, we're going to determine where our oil is going to be. Our oil, or where it's going to go. It either must go to the local refinery, which is right here, obviously, or onto ships. So, me being the active player, I say, you know what, I'm going to deliver 2 here to this refinery, and I'm going to put 1 onto Red's boat. I would probably use my own, but I'm doing this for the example. So, because I went onto Red's boat, I would then pay Matt 1 share because I'm using his mode of transportation, okay? However, I delivered 2 barrels of oil to Amanda's refinery. So at this point, Amanda owes me 2 shares for every barrel of oil that I delivered to her refinery. So she pays me 2 shares of blue for each barrel. Okay, and that is shown on your player aid as well, which is down here at the bottom. Received from players. So delivered my oil to someone's refinery and they pay me 2 shares of their color. Cool? All right. So all of my oil has now been put somewhere. So now it goes to the next player's turn. And in this case, Matt decides to jump onto his own ship. Okay, easy enough. Amanda says, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and jump onto Edward's ship. So to be able to do that, she's going to owe me 1 share. Had she delivered oil to her own refinery,
Free.
she wouldn't pay herself because it's free. So she would pay me 1 share for hers. Everything making sense so far?
Mm-hmm.
So now that we are on a ship, in turn order, we have to move these ships and it must be delivered to an available refinery somewhere in the world. Well, in this example, the only option is down here in Esmeralda. So now we have to talk about who determines. And actually, just to be able to make it clear, we have options. All right. So the yellow ship, if the yellow ship had my oil on it, I would be captain. It's my ship. That makes sense? Otherwise, turn order does matter in which it was loaded. So in this case, I loaded first onto Matt's ship. So in theory, I would be captain of his ship. But he has oil on his own ship. Therefore, he's captain. So he decides where the oil goes. This is the most important, tricky spot in this game. Load order is captain. Unless the owner of the ship has oil on that ship, then they are captain. So in this case, Amanda loaded first onto my ship. I am not on my ship. She is captain of my ship. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Cool. So in turn order, so I am first as yellow, but I'm not captain. So then we go to Matt. Matt is captain of a ship. So he says, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and head on over to my refinery. So we come over here. We offload all available oil unless that refinery is full. If that refinery was full, then we would offload in turn order, meaning I went on first, so I'm off first. Then Matt would come off. Then anyone that's still on the ship, a max of 3 barrels can be on a ship. Anyone then could go to a different refinery. In the rare occasion that it is impossible to deliver oil, be it there's no ships and the refinery's full or all the refineries are full, the tankers would then come back to the port and the oil would hang out in the harbor until someone else takes another transport oil action. It will just sit there and collect dust. So this ship has been delivered. Good. Now Amanda says, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and come on over to this harbor. She could go here, either or. She offloads. So in this case, Matt would owe me 2 shares of red. I would owe Amanda 2 shares of yellow for this, for buying their oil. That's delivering. Is there any questions at all about that? That is the most important and tricky aspect, as I've said, about this. Okay? Cool? All right. So that's the end of transport. Pretty simple. At this moment, if I have, as the active player, the next step, any other ships that were not used. or maybe this one was here and it was not used. I can then freely move this anywhere in the world. There's no limit on how many ships can be in a port. Easy enough. So I could move this here over to Murmansk there, and that's it. If I had other ships that I had not used for oil transportation, I could pay I could pay one worker to move subsequent ships. Only your own colors, obviously. Then we're almost done. Then we can empty partially filled refineries if we either use the refinery chip at this point, so you could use it after a Wildcatter auction or at this moment at the end of your turn. Or if somebody has, and by somebody I mean the active player, has the empty partial refinery cards here, you can then spend this card, basically just discard it out of the game, and empty any one refinery, whether it's yours or another player's. If you use the refinery chip, it must be your own, otherwise it could be anybody's. So if I had used this card previously, because you collect all your own cards, I say, hey, I'm going to use this refinery action right here. I'm going to discard this card out of the game. Indulge me, I'll just put it back. I say, I want to empty this refinery. All right, so now we go ahead and empty this refinery. So where is this location? This is obviously in Africa. So all the barrels will come down, and now we're going to start on the area majority. So Matt paid 2 barrels of oil, I'm sorry, 2 shares of his own color for each, well, not for his own, but for every other one. This barrel of oil will stay here permanently for the rest of the game, but he's going to get paid 4 shares of any color that he wishes from the bank. If he wants his own color, he can take 4 shares there. If he wants a mix, however he wants. With his own oil, though, he has a decision to make. If he keeps it here to help with the area majority scoring, he does not get paid for it. However, if he decides to take it and discard it back into his supply, he gets 4 shares of his choice as well. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. All right, so in this example, and I just want to reiterate just to make sure this is clear, and a refinery is full once there are 5 barrels on a refinery. So after I can voluntarily choose to empty a refinery, all full refineries automatically empty. So in this case, we have this one, which is down here in South America. So all the barrels will come down here to South America. And now I'm going to get paid 4, 8, 12 for sure. So it's my refinery. I get paid 12 for the red and the blue, so 12 shares. Then if I wish to keep it here for the area majority scoring, then I get nothing. Or I could get 4, or I could get another 8. So it's a max of 20 shares you could get in any mix of colors that you wish when your refinery is empty. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. All right? Cool. So after all of that, the last step is we can buy consolidation tokens or consolidation chips, which are up there. So those are stacked fewest to highest. So it's 2 shares in every color that you would pay to the bank in the area that you're working. So again, we're talking North America. So the North American chip is the only one that's available to me. So if I paid 2 shares of every color to the bank, I would then get the top consolidation token. Well, the consolidation chip or token, it shows it costs 2 of each, and these range 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. On the back side, we flip it over. At the end of the game, it's going to score me 2 points, and then every turn, I'm going to get 1 share of my choice. Or 1 share of my own color. I apologize, I'm sorry. Okay? So that's what the consolidation tokens. They're just a little, little breathing space to be able to get your own more shares, because your own shares are extremely important. So these chips are worth 2, 4, 7, and 10 points respectively at the end of the game, and it's only for the area that you're working. You buy from the top one. Okay. So at that point, it would then become the next player's turn. So Matt, we would then refill the card that I've taken, we slide these up, we fill down here, so on and so forth. If, however, it's the end of the round, meaning all 4 of us have taken a turn, so at the end of Amanda's turn, we then go into the end of the round. So I skipped on purpose what happens at the beginning of a round, because at the beginning of the game, this does not happen. So at the beginning of a normal round, everybody gets 10 workers. Okay, so we get 10 of these, or we get the actual chips. So everyone is going to get 10 workers at the beginning of a new round. Then we're going to advance the turn marker. Then we're going to discard the card closest to the deck. So we will discard this one and whoever, that one. So we would slide this, we would fill up 2 more cards. Okay, so it's just going to be a conveyor belt, as I mentioned. Every consolidation chip gets the owner 1 share of their own color that they have in front of them. And then we need to talk about loans. If at any point you choose or you do not have the shares that you wish to, you're bidding on a Wildcatter token, or somebody delivers to your refinery and you don't have the shares to pay them, you can take a loan. In fact, you can either voluntarily or be voluntold to take a loan. And if you do, you put one of your oil barrels up here. You're not limited on the number of loans that you can have. You get 10 shares. At the beginning of the 5th round, you can pay 18 shares of your own color to pay back your loan. At the end of the game, if you have any outstanding loans, you're going to owe 25.
And not do very well.
No. So pay off your loans. Loans usually are not positive. They can help, but be careful with loans. When we get to the beginning of the 7th round, we're going to look at oil drops on all the cards that we have selected. Whoever has the most oil drops gets to choose turn order for themselves. They choose first, then whoever has the second most oil drops chooses second, so on and so forth. And that's pretty much it. That's the whole game. For every share at the end of the game in which you cannot pay back, so let's say I only have 20 shares and I have 1 loan, so I owe 25 shares, I lose a point for every share that I cannot pay back at the end of the game. The only thing left is end of game scoring, which I want to briefly go over here because I realize it's a lot of information. All right, so everybody is going to get 1 chance, if they have any refinery cards left, to be able to empty a partially full refinery. They can empty one of their choice. Then you're going to get victory points for any consolidation chips that you may have in front of you. Then you're going to score points for any oil drops that you have on cards that you have in front of you. And then we're going to go into the various area majority type scoring. So count up how many Wildcatter tokens you have. You see if you have 6, that's 42 points. That's a considerable amount of points. Then how many refineries have you built? The first 2 don't get you any points, then you start. Then we go into paying back loans. Then for every 3 shares a player holds, you get a worker. And then you're going to score area majorities based on how many workers you have in your possession at the end of the game. And then we're going to do the big scoring, which is 16, 8, and 4 for first, second, and third for each area location.
So one question, the colors of the shares don't matter at the end of the game?
In what way?
You said you turn shares into workers?
Right, and then workers turn into these points for majority, 8, 4, and 2. So it does not matter the colors of the shares at the end, right? And then whoever has the most victory points wins. That's pretty much it. The only thing that I have not touched on is at the bottom of this right here. At any point on your turn, if you do not like the display that is out here, you can spend 4 points. That's why we start at 10. You can spend 4 points to flush the cards and deal out 8 more cards. And that's it. That's Wildcatters. Any questions locally? No?
No.
I do still have one. I'm
go ahead.
I'm confused on the colors of the shares, what they mean, and why we want different ones.
The reason you want shares of your own color is to be able to pay for deliveries to your refineries, as well as for transport and other things like that. And for consolidation chips, because you have to have anywhere between 2 and 5 to be able to buy those. Okay? All right? So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the camera and the chat, see if there's any questions. We need to reseed the board with everything, as well as get everything started for the seeding. All right, so
I need the shares that I gave to you to
All right.
please.
so I will bring everything up and then we will get going on that. So I saw that Rolf was here. Will you shuffle those, please?
Oh, I thought you wanted me to cut them. Yes.
Rolf was here from Ras Games, or one of the designers. I also saw that I think Clay was here. So
We'll see you in a few days, Rolf.
yeah, all right.
That's
All right, so let's see. Yep. So everybody should have, and Matt, everyone should have 3 oil derricks out here, should have 1 ship, 1 refinery, and 2 trains. Everything else goes back into your own supply.
Thank you.
And everybody also should have 20 of your own shares, as well as 5 of the player to your right and 20 workers.
I'm missing 3 somewhere.
Okay, so I have 20. I probably have way more.
Yeah,
So
you
hold
do.
on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 5 of Amanda's. There's 3 for Matt.
There they are.
And there is a lot more of Amanda's. So I imagine
Thank
those all yours.
We'll
Okay.
count as soon as I'm done with it.
Cool. All right.
that.
Done. All right. So now, at the beginning of the game, we deal out 8 cards of the light deck. There is the dark deck, which always goes to the bottom. And there is a distribution in the back of the rule book that I'm just not going to get caught up in for anybody. So there is 8 cards. So what we're going to do with these 8 cards, and I'll let you guys play along with me, the only aspect of these cards that matters is the locations. So starting with the start player, and I want to make sure that it's not in reverse order. Let me double check that real quick. All players place their tank, right, in player order. All right, so I am going to start this. So in player order, we're going to place our tanker either here in Luanda or Dar es Salaam. Really doesn't matter. So Matt, go ahead and place your ship in one of those 2 locations.
All right.
You don't have to play a card for it, just
No, I'm just looking at cards to see where I would like to play it.
and Amanda.
Dang it. Everybody will do that at least once.
Yep, probably. That's why I try and put them out here, and my stuff is way away from the board.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So now what's going to happen, and I'll have you guys play along, is I have to place. So we have 6 things in front of us. Here are my cards. So I have to choose where to place. So 2 of these obviously are not going to get used. So I'm going to organize my hand a little bit, and then you guys play along with what it is I'm doing. There we go. Wow, I have limited options. So, all right, so here are mine. So no one's going to pay attention to what I'm doing over here. So we have 2 Canada, we have 1 US, we have 1 on each side of South America. We have 3 in Asia, so I have no Russia cards, but they don't know that, so don't tell them. So those are my options for where to play stuff. So, you know, just because it's close to me, let's go ahead and start getting some South America action going. So we're going to go ahead and play this card out here. So we'll just use this as the discard area. So that tells me the west side of South America. So I will go ahead and place 1 oil derrick out there. Done. Matt, your turn.
Go ahead.
All right. So southwest
Board.
Asia.
Matt, board. From your board.
Oh.
Yep.
Alright.
Good call. All right. And you do not have to place in any order. It could be anything that you want. There is one restriction on seeding at the beginning of the game, and that is per continent. You're only allowed to have 1 refinery. So meaning, if I had placed my refinery here, no one else can place one here during setup. That's the only rule, okay, or restriction.
I will go ahead and place a train right here.
Okay.
I'm going to place my refinery right here.
Okay. Since Matt already has some stuff going on over in Southwest Asia, so I will go ahead here. I will place that, and I will go ahead and place my train coming from the refinery. There, done.
All right.
And it's very important. It's hard if you monopolize an area to get anybody to help you with an area. So it usually is beneficial to
You have to have
have
help.
symbiotic relationships there for sure.
All right. That being the case, I will go ahead and put my refinery there.
Appreciate that, Rolf. Thanks.
Okay. And we'll put a derrick here.
Okay. And then once we're done with all of our cards, we're going to shuffle all these out. We'll put out the conveyor, and then I will begin the game.
Put a train here.
All right. There's not much going on here in North America. But let's go ahead and continue here in Southwest Asia. So I will go ahead, take that card, put that there, and I'll go ahead and join my buddy Matt. Oh, okay, yeah, so they can see him. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that with the ships because they have to be able to transport, but that actually looks pretty good. You guys can see that pretty well, I think.
You can certainly tell that they are ships.
Yes. All right,
That's all
cool.
that really matters.
Matt?
Yes.
So obviously you guys are going to miss the scoring around the two corners there, but that's the best we could do for camera-wise. And just so as a reminder while Matt's thinking, remember underneath the chat, that's the workers and the scoring down here in the bottom right corner. It's funny, I'm moving my mouse like you guys can see that.
All right, I will go here and I will join you.
Yeah, that's
on
what
this
I'm
side.
saying. A little teamwork here, right? All right.
I will go ahead and put the train right there.
Rob, to answer your question, you can the consolidation chips. It used to be in the original edition there was majority scoring for different shares. That's been removed and replaced with the consolidation chips. Wow, there's just not a lot going on in North America, is there? Let's fix that. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw my refinery up in the Great White North, eh? So go ahead there, and we'll put our Montreal. There we go. So everybody should have three. Good. Everybody has three pieces still in front of them, so no one's taking from their own supply. Good.
Yay!
Let's see here.
We'll make it bigger for you, Gio.
Right,
Asher comes
there
on.
you go. All right. He's sacked out right now behind Brian, though.
I hate to keep following in your footsteps, but you know.
Okay. All right.
Join in on that.
All right. See, motivated some people. That's what I'm saying. And it is very likely that there are a number of locations that never get drilled. It happens. And obviously there is some differences in the 2 and 3 player game, but I'm just not going to go over them. They're in the rule book. You guys can look them up. I'm pretty sure the rule book's online over at BGG as well. Andrew says we appreciate your investment in our country because he's Canadian, eh? Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and keep with the Great White North. So I will go ahead and, yeah, we'll go ahead and put a derrick up there.
You
Okay.
use 2 of everybody's, Rob, for the consolidation chits. You use 2 shares from each other color,
Here,
as well as yours.
hand me one. So here, I will actually, real quick, I will show you
Zoom?
guys. Let me zoom in. So that should take care of this question real quick. There you go. There's a consolidation chip. So you need 2, 3, 4, or 5. They get progressively more expensive. They're worth more victory points at the end of the game as they go through. Okay? All right? Cool. Now let's see if I can get it back to where it was. That was pretty close. I'll take that. I'll
Wasn't
take
that-
that.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. I was like, no, you can't see that. Oh wait, the track's inside.
I
Right.
will join. Over
Okay.
here.
I will put my refinery there.
Okay, well that made my decision a little bit easier. So I have 3 cards left here. There's nothing going on here in Southeast Asia, so we have North America, or America, which nothing going on there. But there is stuff over here, and I have a train left. So let's go ahead and spend that one there, put our train right there, and happy days. So my last 2 cards are discarded because I'm out of pieces. So I will go ahead and collect these while you guys...
Yeah, those can go either way. Nothing going on there.
Take care, Lum Doctor. We'll see you in a bit, hopefully.
He's just gonna go get a haircut.
Okay, all right.
Right, I will use that one.
Okay.
And I'll put a train right there.
Okay, because it's, again, you have that or the oil field area. Okay.
Yeah, this does not leave me a lot of good. Well, I suppose it's not horrible. I will just go.
Oh, not a bad idea. Not at all. There you go. All right. And Amanda, the
Right.
final placement. Okay. All right. So now we'll shuffle these up and then we will begin the game. So the last thing that we need to do now is place Wildcatter tokens out in every area. If there is an area with 0 or 1, i.e. less than 2 oil derricks, they get 2 Wildcatter tokens stacked up.
Stacked up? Or
Yes, ma'am.
like
Nope.
okay.
And then it does not matter the individual space that they go on.
This one has 3. Does it get 1?
Yeah, every place will get a minimum of
Okay.
1. It'll get 1 or 2.
Okay.
The only places they get 2 is if there is 0 or 1 oil derricks left on it. That cut.
Oh, hey, I got just the right amount.
And here we'll offset these so
Put
folks
that
can
up in
see
Canada.
that. There you go. All right, so make sure that we have, yeah, we're good to go. So the rest of the Wildcatter tokens are out of the game. They're just over here on the side. So here we go. So yeah, I saw that you guys were placing your bets already, but now if you have not, now is the time to do so. So we're going to run the conveyor belt up, so whichever one is closest to the deck will be discarded at the end of each round. Okay, not at the end of each player's turn, but at the end of the round. So these go back on top of the other
Rolf
deck.
asked you a question.
Oh, okay, Rolf. Did mention only 4 cards of each area during startup. 4 cards of each area. I did not. I'm trying to think. Are you talking? I may have missed that. That's entirely possible. And here, yeah, I will show you guys this real quick. So the distribution of area cards and the different bonuses that they have. Okay, cool. All right. I know what you're talking about, Rolf. That's it. If there are 4 cards ever of an identical location, not just of Russia, but of one side of Russia or the other, for instance, then all of them get wiped and we go through. If you run out of cards, shuffle them up, bring them back in. Okay. So let's take a look real quick. So we got 1, 2. Nope, we're good there. We're good there.
Looks good.
Yeah, I think we're okay. So there's not 4. So good call, Rolf.
But that's at any point.
At any point during the game,
Okay.
correct, yes. Okay, so I'm looking at the board here, and I'm looking where I'm already invested. So, you know, the west side of South America looks pretty good, because there's already 3 here.
You're getting screamed at.
Oh, that rule's taken out. Sorry. That's first edition. I
Oh, okay.
apologize. Thanks, Rolf. I'll let you explain it then. Thanks. All right. So I'm actually going to look. There is.
Somebody's in for the awesome dwarf-looking dude. I'm assuming that's you. He's just ahead.
Right. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and put it down here. So I'm going to take the west side of South America. Yep, west side. So I get 3 workers right now. So 3 workers, please, ma'am.
3 workers.
This is the west side of South America. Does it make it the L west side?
Yeah, right. Yep. All right. So let's go ahead and show foot. Might as well. So here we go. So we skipped the beginning of the round for the first round. So took an area card, took the bonus on the left side. Now I go into my building actions. So what do I want to build? So I'm looking here. There's no train, so I'm definitely going to build a train. I could build a second to monopolize it, but I'm not gonna. I'm also going to build an oil derrick. So that's going to be 4, 5, 6. I'm good with that, I think. Do I want a ship? You know what? I do. That's 6. That's 8 workers. So there's 8 workers so far. I want to make sure that I have not overspent. So I need 8 to drill, 4 to transport, and 3 to develop. I'm perfect. Okay, so now that I have built, I'm done building. Oh, there is one other little thing that I mentioned. At any point, you can turn in 3 shares of any mix of colors for 1 worker also, right here. So now I'm going to go ahead and drill. So I'll drill, baby, drill.
Yeah,
So here we go. So here is 8 workers to go ahead and drill. So drilling means I'm converting 1 for free, so to speak, even though I paid 8. We'll go and put it up there. So that's a pump jack with 3 barrels of oil. So now we go in turn order, just like the example actually. Matt, would you like to?
I
You
would.
owe me 3 shares.
Here you are, sir.
Okay, so there. That goes into my stack.
If you wouldn't mind
Yep, I got you.
arranging those.
And Amanda, would you like to? Sorry, Brian.
It happens.
Okay, so Amanda's paying me 3 shares and convert that. So now that everyone is paid, we now go into the Wildcatter auction. Starting with me, I will start the bid of 4,
I'll go 5.
6,
8.
9.
10.
I'll pass.
I'll pass.
Okay, so 10 shares to the bank, ma'am. And that gets 1 barrel of oil for Amanda.
Brian, can you put those up, please?
So then we have done the Wildcatter auction. I can now use my refinery chip, but obviously there's no there's no oil to empty, so I'm not going to. Then I go into developing an oil field to convert my second pump jack if I wish. Well, you'll notice I have 7 workers left. Well, to be able to do that is 3, and then to be able to transport is 4. That makes 7. That's perfect, so I will do that. So I will turn in those 7 workers. I will convert this into another pump jack. And it does not matter the location where it was on there. And then I paid my 4 to be able to transport. So everybody here may transport 1 barrel of oil on my train. Luxury accommodations, I must
Better
add.
be.
There. So now we go in turn order. Matt, would you like to transport?
I would.
1 share of red to me, sir. Thank you. And Amanda, would you like to? It's going to be 2 shares
that's
for
right.
Amanda because she gets 1 off her pump jack and 1 off her Wildcatter. The Wildcatter is now empty. She takes said Wildcatter.
I'm getting shade from Rolf for spending 10 on them.
All right, so now we have all made it to the harbor. Now we have to make a decision where to go. Well, we only have 2 options, my ship or the refinery. So I'm gonna go ahead and go 1 onto Amanda's refinery. She owes me 2 shares of blue because it's her refinery. Good. And for my other one, I will go ahead and board up on my ship. So I'm going to be captain. I loaded first, plus it's my ship.
Plus it's your ship.
All right, so Matt, where would you like to go, sir? Those are your 2 options.
So I'm just thinking out loud here. I go into this refinery. That's likely going to put me there.
Or it will put you here, yes.
I go onto your ship. I'm going to guess you're probably going to go to yours.
Not necessarily,
Maybe.
right?
So it's going to put me there or in some other place with you.
Right, either up in Russia or down here in Asia with me, correct.
So I'm going to hedge my bets and get on the boat with you.
Okay, cool. So that will be 1 share from you for using my boat.
Both of mine on my refinery, please. Can't
Okay,
talk.
both of them, you
Yes.
said? Okay, so Amanda owes no shares to herself for that. So now we have to leave port. Where are we going? And yep, we're gonna go ahead, come on up
Right,
to
so-
Montreal.
Made a bit of the right decision there, I think, too, because I have oil down there that I can get over there,
Mhm.
but I don't have any up here. So
Makes
getting
sense.
into that refinery will be more difficult.
So I owe 2 shares to Matt because I bought his oil for delivering to my refinery. So that is the end of that. Now I can move any unused tankers of my own if I wish. The first one is free. So I'm looking out here at where we're at on the cards, and I see obviously there's a pretty good mix. There is one Russia card over there, so I'm going to go ahead and move my ship over to Vladivostok, if you would, please. Thank you, sir. So now that that's done, I could use my refinery chip to empty my refinery. I wish not to. So then, at the end of my turn, we empty all full refineries. There are none. I could buy a consolidation chip for South America. And do I have green? I don't think I do because
You don't have any
no.
reason
So
to have mine.
you're right. So I cannot buy a consolidation chip. So that's the end of my turn. We go there, boom, done. Matt, your turn. And these will stay in our collection just for oil drops and refinery actions. And that's how you play Wildcatters right there. So let me catch up on chat now.
Read
You're
ahead.
fine, Rolf. You're fine.
Read ahead before you answer any questions.
Okay.
Sixes.
Yeah, I am a huge fan of the aesthetic. I'm very glad to see that Clay did not mess with that.
Yes, me
This
too.
is very similar. So some of the differences, these are solid wood. They used to be cardboard, little like cross pieces that would hook onto one another, and these all get stickered. The ships are different. The oil barrels are shorter. The Wildcatter tokens are wood instead of
The ships are
Card.
wood instead of little
yeah. So the
cardboard
cards are
things.
different. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, take your turn.
I'm
sir.
going to play this one right here.
Okay, so I guessed right as far as somebody going up there, and that's why I moved my ship. So if you want to set it right here so folks can see.
Yeah,
it.
all
No.
the cards
Oh,
were the
cards.
size of the shares.
Yeah.
Including those.
Yeah,
Including
so
the
this
area
is
tiles.
definitely an improvement.
So I'll place this there.
So that's 4 workers.
All right, so
Okay.
here is 5. Give me one back.
Okay, or you can just pay all at once, whatever.
Just
Whatever's
doing
easier
it one
for
at a
you.
time. All right, and
Now, to be able to leave the oil field, you need a train.
Mhm.
There are no trains.
I will be getting a train.
Okay.
So for 2, right?
Hey, Jared.
Yeah, let's break that down. And to pull the plug on that
Is 8
8.
workers. So here's what you work backwards.
Mhm.
So assuming you're going to want to transport, that's 4. If you want to convert your second one, that's going to be 3 more, so you're at 7.
Mhm.
And then to pull the plug or to drill is 8, so a total of 15 from this point forward.
Yep. I've got 1 left. I think I should be good.
Okay, good.
All right, so there is the 8. And I'll just do the one that I put there
Okay.
first.
And Brian, do you wish to convert one of yours for 3 shares of green, sir?
Yeah. That goes to the.
That goes to Matt,
To Matt.
because he's the one who paid to drill. So you replace one of yours. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the wooden bits, to be honest with you.
Look, they stack.
Hey, Rolf,
See.
we'll answer that in our review on Thursday about the rule book.
Don't breathe.
It fell over.
All right, so now it's back to Matt, because no one else has oil. Derek's there. So do you wish to convert a second one for 3 and or transport for 4
Hold
more
on.
workers?
No one, you do the Wildcat
Oh,
first?
that's first. Yes, good call.
Okay,
The
just making
Wildcatter
sure.
auction is first. So it's only you two. So it's only Matt and Brian. Minimum bid is 4 shares of your own color only.
I'll start at 4,
5.
6.
You can have it.
All right.
So 6 shares to the bank, and put a barrel of oil on that. Now we go into the developing an oil field. So Matt, would you like to develop your second one?
No, I will not.
Okay. Do you wish to transport for 4, sir? Now, I realize you only have 1 worker at this point, so your choice now is you can convert 3 shares into 1 worker, so that would be 9 shares mixed between all the colors. Not a great exchange rate, just FYI. But if you want to deliver, or if you want to transport oil, that's what you would have to do, or wait until the next turn.
So it's 1 share.
Robert?
1 share for 10, or 3 shares for 10.
You know, it's three shares for 1, so 9 shares for 3 to be able to pay your 4th work, or to pay 4 workers to be able to do it.
I'm having such a hard time that you don't pay for things with shares anymore. It's like I'm having a.
You still no, this is still
Like-
the same. In the first edition it was money instead of workers. They changed it to workers, but it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah, it's just I'm wrapping my brain around that. It's messing
The
me up a little
important
bit.
thing to remember is you spend workers only on your own
Right.
turn. That's the only time you spend workers. Otherwise, you're spending shares of your own color. That's it.
Can't do that. So.
Okay. All right. So then you can move any unused tankers of yours if you wish.
Yes, we'll move that guy over here to Esmeralda.
Esmeralda. All right. And that's your only tanker, so that's it. You can use your consolidation. I'm sorry, you can use your refinery chip. Just know that everybody can use it at the end of your turn. I'm not going to keep reminding everybody. So Matt, would you like to buy a consolidation chip if you have everybody's
I
color?
don't, so.
All right. So then we refill the area card, and boom, done. There we go. Brian, work release guy. And you can take this back into your area.
I say it in my head, Jared.
And yes, Sean, that is victory points.
Brian could have transported as well, couldn't he?
No, you didn't pay for it.
Oh, I
You
didn't pay
gotta
for it. Oh, I got to pay
yeah.
for it. All right, never mind then.
Yeah.
So Sean, it's victory points. The oil drops here are end game points, as well as to help determine turn order in the final round as well. Okay. Oh, that's implied, Jared. That goes without saying. There you go. Workers are to build, shares are to pay. Good call, Rolf. There you go.
So what are the main ways to get workers?
Well, you can get
From the cards, I see.
outside. Remember, you're going to get 10 workers every round, except the first round, because you
That's-
start with 20.
okay. That's what it
Okay,
was.
as well as you have the worker symbol
Yeah.
down here. Okay.
So I think I'm going to play this one right here.
All right, to the U.S. Okay. So, but
so
it is a refinery, which is nice. That is really,
Yeah.
those can be really
2
lucrative.
workers out of that.
Okay. So now there's nothing in the U.S. You have
There's
your
not a
work
lot
cut
of
out.
anything there, is there? So let's go ahead and put a refinery there.
Ooh, there's 12 shares. All right.
12 workers.
I'm sorry. Yes.
See?
Made me
Yep.
panic.
No, you're good. You're good. All right.
And then I will also put a rig there
For 4.
for 4 workers. And I will put a train there.
Take 3 back, pay 5. Yep.
And I will put a train for the fields.
There we go. Cool. Gotcha. That it?
That is it.
Okay. So we did not drill, so the Wildcatter auction does not happen
Mhm.
yet, because can't drill because there must be a minimum of 4 derricks. So basically we skip everything else
Yep.
for oil actions because there's no oil actions to take. It hasn't been drilled, right?
Right.
So you can move any unused tankers, sir?
Move a tanker. I'm going to bring it here.
All right. And you can buy, if you have all 4 colors, you can buy, nope, okay. Then refill the card. And Amanda, bring it home for the end of the first turn.
Okay. Well,
Is
part
it
is-
starting to at least make sense? I mean, it's still early. I understand. Are you guys at least able to follow along with everything?
Okay, so let me look at the actual cards themselves.
So in the first edition, this conveyor was a kind of a modified official rules variant that came out a couple years after the fact from Rolf and Andre. And so what we used to do before this conveyor, the cards would stagnate a little bit, but also you could kind of group them by North America here, South America there, and everything. So it was a little bit easier to see at a glance. It's a little bit tougher with the conveyor, but I think the conveyor is a considerable improvement
No,
also.
the top card.
This
please.
one?
Yes.
So the refinery one?
And I got my
Put it
2
out there
workers
for
already.
folks. Okay. So a reminder, so Brian and Amanda both have refinery cards. So at any point at the end of their turn or at the end of the game, they can spend that card to empty any partially filled refinery of their choice. Okay.
Okay, spent 2 workers to put down that train. I'm going to spend 2 more to put down a train in neutral Africa.
Okay. Yeah, remember, you can always build a refinery and 1 train in a neutral area because the neutral areas do not have cards.
And I'm going to spend 12 to do just that.
Okay.
To build a refinery right here.
And the risk of building a lot of refineries, and Amanda knows this, but the risk of it is when you have multiple refineries out there, people deliver to your refineries, you're paying out shares left and right of your own color. Be careful. People can predatorily, yeah, we're going to go with that as a word.
Predatorially.
Yes. Attack you by forcing you to spend your own shares by delivering to your refineries and cause you to get loans. So that is a legitimate strategy in this game.
I think that's called the understank maneuver.
I believe it is. That is understank.
It's
Yes.
It is
fantastic.
very understanky.
Yes.
All right, I'm done. That's all.
All right. Okay, so we've reached the end of the first round now. So now we begin the beginning of the second. So everybody gets 10 workers. So I just use chips.
Oh, need to move
Yeah, we
this.
will.
Okay.
We will. We'll do it in order. So everyone's getting their 10 workers to start.
Matt.
Then we advance the round marker. So Brian, if you would, we are into round 2. Discard the card nearest here. So that one will go away. We get 6 more. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 more to add to the 6. There we go. If anybody had consolidation chips, they would get their own share, 1 share for each chip. And that's it. And now we begin anew. So let's see what's out there. So looking at my shares, wow, I still have a lot of those. You know what? I don't have any green shares right now. And I want green shares to be able to get the consolidation chip. So I'm thinking I'm going to actually take this card right here. So I will go ahead and take that. So it's an oil drop for endgame scoring as well as for turn order in the last round. But I also get 3 shares from the bank. Thank you, sir. And that area has already been drilled. So I will go ahead. I have 10 workers. So working backwards, if I want to transport, I would need 4 to transport, which means I have 6 workers, which means I can only build 1 oil derrick and and I can't even convert it. I could spend shares though. So I will definitely go ahead and put an oil derrick up there. So that's going to cost me 4 workers. Perfect. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm going to spend 3 workers to go ahead and convert it. So I will get 2 workers back. So I'm down to 3 workers total to show everybody. That's all I have left. So converting that. So we will go 1, 2, 3. Give that to Brian. Thanks, sir. Now I do not have enough to transport. Plus, other people would benefit from transporting more than I would. So I'm going to... All right, let me back up one step. I am going to spend 2 more workers and buy a train for that area as well. To the oil, there we go. Yeah, I'm good with that. So I'm not going to transport. So no oil actions past the conversion, but I will go ahead and get a consolidation ship now. Although, wait, I guess, do I do that first or do I do the unused tankers? Tankers first. So, looking around at what is out there, I have that guy there. I think I'll go ahead and move him down to Puerto La Cruz. I could pay 1 worker to move that one, but I think I'm okay with that. So I will pay 2 shares of every color to get a consolidation ship now.
From Russia.
Yep. It has to be from Russia
Right.
because that's the area, correct? And 2. There we go. Matt. Thank you, sir. So this consolidation chip now will go ahead and get me 1 share. So I would ask the peanut gallery to help a little bit to remind me of that, please. So that's it. I'm done. New card. Cool. Rolf. Train! Rob, that's not a question that I can answer. That's a question for Clay. Sorry.
There are no cards available for either of the 2 areas I would like to do stuff in.
So your option, don't forget, you can flush. 4 points, not a huge risk. Also, you are not allowed to go negative in this game. So if you do not have the 4 points, in which you've already done it twice, then you cannot do it again, okay?
Let's do it.
Okay, so
Sure.
4 points.
Just to-
So we're going to wipe these 8. These will go as discards, and we'll just keep these off screen.
I guess,
guess
those-
we'll
Throw that one other card over in the discard there too.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
They-
is
they-
that...
they
That
came
was a
from the
discard.
top.
That was, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just so they're all in one
Yeah,
spot.
good call. So we have that. Well, already I feel like it's probably doing better for you.
Yeah, at least
4.
Yeah. Okay, so I got both options.
There you go. And that is why, okay, it's 4 points, but it's worth it.
So, 2 workers and 2 of my own shares, or 2 workers and 2 of blue shares. Yeah. When can you buy the consolidation?
At the end of your turn.
Okay, so yeah, I will go ahead and go for the 2 workers and 2 blue shares then.
This one?
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
that will give me the 2 I need for a
All right,
consolidation.
so 2 workers, Amanda, and 2 blue shares.
Actually, that one down there is still 2, correct?
Yes.
It is.
The only one that's been purchased is Russia.
Yep. All right, so you're working here on west side of South America. Okay.
Which is nice. That's where my boat is as well. So let me go ahead and spend 2 workers there
For
a train
okay.
there.
Apparently Amanda wanted a train there.
And then the 4 to transport.
Okay, so you are not building anything else. It's already been drilled. So
True.
To build a derrick is 4, to convert it is 3, 7, and then transport is another 4 for a total of 11.
Well, I'll just pay for my transport.
Okay.
Now I have 7 left. So
Okay.
yeah, that works out.
So that's what you're doing. So you're building an oil derrick,
Yes,
converting it to a pump jack,
I built this
right?
and then built that.
There you go. There you go. And then you already paid for your conversion, or I'm sorry, for your
For
transport.
my transport.
Okay, so you're going to transport 1, I assume, on yours, but yellow has better accommodations. Just saying.
My train's a little faster.
Okay, fair enough. So we go in turn order. Brian does not have anything here. Amanda, would you like to transport?
Yes.
Okay, you owe 1 share to either your lovely husband or roommate.
I'll give
him.
it to my roommate because you have way too many shares.
Okay, so then I transport 1 and 1. And a quick note, at no point did I say when these are empty, do they come off the board?
They don't.
They stay there.
It's just a sad pump
Yep.
jack all by itself.
Yep. All right, so now starting with the active player.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and fill up that refinery, forcing you guys to take my boat.
There you
That's
go.
smart, and will force me to take a loan.
Will it? So
Ooh.
so Amanda owes 4 shares, and
I have 2.
so you don't. Okay, so you pay him 2. Sure. We need 1 oil barrel. So Amanda gets 10 shares from the bank.
Thank
2
you.
of which go to Matt for his barrel of oil.
Barrel
Alright.
of fun.
Yes, and now Amanda. Now you could, if there was a train in either of these locations, you could come to this,
Or I can
there
take
is
that
a train here to
Yep,
be able to
you can
go
go
to
there.
this refinery, which Brian is a fan of.
what
so.
I'm going to do.
Okay, so in turn order. So Amanda decides what to do with hers. So
So-
she takes 1
So
to
you
Brian.
owe me 1.
And
And
then
then
you
Brian
owe me
owes
2.
2 green.
Cute.
There you go. And I'm just kind of looking around the board because remember these are area majorities, right? So I'm actually going to go 1 and 1. So I'm going to go ahead and there and 1 on Brian. So I will owe Brian 1 share for use of his train, and he buys my oil for 2 shares of his. And then I owe Matt 1 share for his ship, and I'm the only one on there. I'm the first one loaded. That's
are
it.
the captain.
I am. You know what? Let's go ahead and come on up here to Montreal, and I will load up mine because that's defensive because that's 1 less space you guys can make me pay shares
That's right.
also. All right. So now that is everything for all oil actions. So now at this point, Matt can move any of his unused tankers. This one was used, cannot move that one. And
He
that's
does
the
not
only
have an
one.
unused
Okay.
one.
You can spend your refinery chip if you wish. You can buy a consolidation.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on, before we do that,
Okay.
we actually empty the full refineries. This is the only full refinery. So all of this is blues now. So here's how this works. Just as I showed in the example during the game, Amanda is guaranteed to get 12 shares. If she keeps both of these here, she will only get 12 shares. If she throws away this one, she'll get 16. If she throws them both away, she'll get 20 of whatever mix, usually your own color. So Amanda, the option is to you. Michael, or Sweater Mike's like, ooh, a predatory loan.
Let's do 16 shares.
Okay, so you're going to voluntarily throw this back
Right.
into your supply, so 16.
Yes, but I want 2 yellow, 2 red, and 12 blue.
I'll let you go ahead.
Thank you.
All right. And
Thank
doing that,
you.
I assume, to be able to get a consolidation chip.
That's correct.
All right, so now you may buy a consolidation chip after that, sir. So 2 of
2
every
red,
color.
2 green, 2 yellow, and 2 blue.
Yep. And so give him the 2 from South America. And actually, why don't we put them up here so everybody can be aware of them, along with turn order? So that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. Cool.
Good reminders.
Yeah. All right, that's it. End of his turn. We refill. I'm sorry, we refill.
So there's a little bit of a dispute in the chat room. Rolf apologized for
Okay.
fixing the mistake. Rob was happy that the stupid joke was now removed.
You have the right to be wrong, Rob. That's fine. It's refill.
And somebody else said that Capstone should make a heavy cardboard expansion, one of these that says refill.
We actually considered doing it ourselves. Soon as I got this copy, which this was his, I think this is a pre-production or the first production that was airshipped to him, so we could do the playthrough of this. As soon as I got it, he'd already gone through it, obviously, and taken all the pictures and stuff for whatever. And I immediately went, found this, and looked, and I was like, I called him, immediately called him, and was like, dude, dead to me. That's
Andrew
it.
Brown agrees with Rob. Y'all were just wrong. It's funny.
Thank you, Sweater Mike. Thank you. All right. Brian. Sir.
We're allowed to be
Alright.
goofy every once in a while, you know.
I'm just doing worker math here.
No, you're fine. No worries, dude. It gives us a chance to tell the story about Griefville and how it just stuck because of this was early on in in the hobby.
Very early.
Yep. Griefville for life.
LYFE.
Right. And in every copy, I'm not going to lie, pretty excited about this. From the factory, that's coming in, so you're going to be able to scan this for the teaching. Pretty excited about
Yes.
that.
All right, I'm going to take this one here.
Okay.
So
North
we get-
America. 2 workers and 2 blue.
Rob's on it today.
So I get
Must have
2
gotten
now.
some sleep.
Seriously. Salty.
Yeah.
And I get 2 workers, which I kind of forgot about in my math calculations, but that's fine. They're just,
Well,
they're just
that-
extras now
right,
at this
right,
point.
Right.
And then I'm going to build a train
James, take care.
here for 2 workers.
Okay.
Oh yes, I
Okay.
do. And they. Oh, good. Now I got to redo math. Since I got
I was
extra
told there
workers.
would be no math.
Yeah, that doesn't change anything, I guess.
Thank you, Rolf. We'll pick it up
Yeah.
at the end of the week.
So then I'm going to. I'm going to drill in Canada now.
You have to. Okay, so you have to build 2. Remember,
There
for
has to be
Canada,
more.
there has to be 4 oil derricks up there. Remember, there must be 4 before you can drill.
Oh, I did not know that.
See that? For drilling, minimum of 4.
D1.
Oh, there goes all the math.
Yeah, that just threw all my math off. No, I don't want to back it up.
Okay.
I'll just keep going. So I'll just, instead of drilling, then I'll just put another derrick down,
Okay.
which is another 4 workers then.
Correct.
I forgot that rule.
No worries. There's quite a bit
and then,
here.
and
so-
since I have the extra workers, I might as well spend 2 of them and put yet. Oh wait, I already built a train here. Can I do that
Oh,
again?
you
Yeah,
you could as long as there are
monopolize it,
spots.
absolutely.
As long as there are spots,
So I
absolutely.
will do that.
And you still have enough. You could build another oil derrick if you wish. The only thing is you.
Now I'm monopolizing. Now it's less incentive for other people to come
Well,
in.
no,
and
there's
go,
still room. There would still be room for 2 more. And once the Wildcatter auction happens and that gets transported, that will
True.
open up another as well.
So that would just be another 4 then.
It would.
All right, I might as well.
It's just money. Well, workers,
It's just
whatever.
workers. Might as well just exploit them.
Right?
I think that's pretty much it for my
Yep.
turn.
So no oil actions because you haven't drilled.
Mm-hmm.
So then it just goes into moving unused tankers, sir.
Yeah.
If you wish.
I wouldn't have moved it there last turn if I had remembered the whole 4 rigged thing. Which is
And
fine. It
then
didn't cost me anything.
You can build or buy a consolidation ship if
Which
you wish.
I can do now because I'm not doing the whole set of actions
Sure.
I thought I was going to be doing. So that's kind of unfortunate. But
Okay, and then that's it.
That's it.
Amanda, you're up. Welcome back, Philip. Resident Rabbi, a heavy cardboard.
Can I have the second card, please?
The Asia card?
Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So, get 2 workers from it. Okay.
Oh, they can't see. Oh, yeah, they can see that up there. There we go.
Okay. Okay, so I am going to spend 4 workers for the derrick. Let's see.
Giovanni, at what point in the game do you start fracking? That's the expansion.
That's expansion.
There you go.
And
Oh, and Andrew, right on the
it's
right.
just in North America.
If this is Battlestar Galactica, it would have already begun.
Uh,
The fracking would be. There's
Yes.
all kinds of fracking.
And then I'm going to spend
Fracture room.
Yeah, fractorome.
4 more for another oil derrick.
I genuinely have thought from the first time I've played this is one of the most visually appealing games on the table of
And
any.
then the new oil rigs. Really,
Yeah, they look good. Yep. There's stickers
Enhance
on
it.
all 4
Yeah.
sides, so you do have to sticker that, which thankfully I did not have to. Clay stickered them previously, so that I was grateful for that. Because, let's face it, let's be honest. Hey, Matt.
Or, hey,
I'll
Amanda.
take care of it. It's fine.
Okay, so I'm not going to do anything else up there.
Okay.
But I'm going to buy a chit.
Consolidation chip.
Consolidation chit. 2, 2, 2.
And on the
2.
ball. All right.
Thank you.
So just a quick reminder, at the beginning of the 5th round, so we're at the end of the 2nd, beginning the 3rd here momentarily, you can pay that back for 18 shares,
Yes.
Amanda. Okay. All right, so we have reached the end of the round. So all players get 10 more workers. Thank you. All right, move the turn or the round marker, please. All right, we discard Russia there and 2 new cards, Matt. And don't forget, so does everybody have a consolidated? No, Brian does
I
not.
do not.
Okay, so everybody is going to get 1 share of your own color. Hey,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay. All right, so back to me. You know what? Oh, Canada.
Our not home or native land, but we'll see it
It is
anyway.
not, but we're Canuck fans, so there's that.
I never thought I would know 2 national anthems. I do.
Yep. So I have 2 choices for Canada. I either have the North America one here with 1 oil drop and 3 red shares, or 3 points. It's actually kind of a tough call right now, and looking. Yeah, I'm okay. I will just go ahead and take the 3-pointer. So I will take that one. So I have 11 workers. There is 1 more Canadian one, which obviously, if it exists, I assume Brian is going to be motivated to take that. So I'm going to offload the heavy lifting, i.e. the drilling, onto my friend Brian. And so I will go ahead and build 1 oil derrick there for 4. And I'm going to go ahead and throw a ship out there for 6. I'm debating whether or not to put a train here. It's my only other option. For 8, and I will. So that'll be 8 of the 10 that I just got. So 2 back, please, Amanda.
Andrew says we should move up there. There's lots of train games and online poker. We
Well,
should make Canada our home.
He makes a compelling
He does.
argument. The problem is HCHQ is here.
Yeah.
If we could move the house, that would be awesome. You know what? I'm done. So now I can move unused tankers, which are all of them. However, I can only move 1 for free. And I'll go ahead and come on down here to Jamnagar, I think is how, maybe? So folks can see it there. Yeah, I'm good with that. A North America consolidation chip is how much?
2s.
They're 2s? That sounds good. So 2 there. I think I can. Ooh, I can. All right, 2, 2, and 2. There we go. Matt? There we go. So we have a second one. So now I'm getting 2 shares of my own color every turn. That's helpful. And this will go back into my supply. New card. Matt, you're up.
All right. Where do I want to do things? Those are all 3.
It'd be a heck of a long move, though, Andrew. It might not be worth it. Plus, it's the basement. That makes it really hard.
Geo says there's going to be an auction whenever Matt and Dana move out for who gets to
Live down
down
there?
there.
That's funny.
Become the new heavy cardboard intern.
Right, technical guru.
Yeah.
Matt will still. It's not like he's moving away.
No, we will still be family. Don't
Yes.
worry. We have ideas for what to do though.
It's possible. Now, this is all in the what if. Is knocking down that wall right there and making a really big studio up here, and then moving our bedroom down to that bedroom because it's cooler year round.
It is. Shower's nice. All right, where do I want to do the stuff? That's the question.
I wanted to be able to have some workers left over, Michael. So I have three workers left over. So going into the next round, I'll have 13, which gives me a little bit more flexibility. Okay. Oh yeah, and that's a good point that Rob brings up. If anybody is interested in us muling games back from Essen, we have an auction going on for basically a personal shopper for you at Essen. It's only a couple hours left. Rob linked to it in chat if you guys are interested. No, just under an hour. So bid quickly, I guess.
I really wish there was a card for this area.
Well,
But
there can be.
Yeah, but I'm not doing that again. So
There was, and I mistakenly didn't play it last turn.
Oh,
That's what I should have done. That's
It's
what got
sitting right
discarded.
here. Yep. Okay. All right. Well, no big
So-
deal.
Gio
Not
wants
for
to
you.
bid so we can pick up his games while he's playing games.
It
If you want
saves
to.
on it saves on shipping for us. I'm down for that. In fact, we can pick them up maybe on Wednesday.
So, I will do. There's 2 options for that. Yeah, we'll do this guy here.
Okay. So the refinery card, nice,
Yeah.
and 2 workers. Amanda. Andrew said his bid's in. Nice.
And then we will build this and convert it over. So that is
That's going to be a total of 7. So go ahead, show folks. So
building that
yep, and then converting it over.
and converting it over.
Here, I'll take care of it.
I'll give you these,
Okay.
and I will pay my 7
And 4 to transport if you wish. sir.
and 4 to transport, and also a ship.
Okay. Which is 2.
Yep.
So that would be a total of 7. 2 for the ship. I'm sorry, it would be 6. 2 to ship and 4 to transport.
Yep. So there's 6. We'll put a ship there.
Okay. So paid to transport. So I assume you're taking your lower rent but faster apparently train. Okay. Oops. Get over here. And Amanda, would you like to transport?
Yes.
Okay, 1 share of blue to either yellow or red. And yellow will take his train. Boo. I say boo. All right, sir, where would you like to move all your oil? Again, in turn order starting with the active player.
Interesting how these consolidation things are actually making some decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Giovanni says, ugh, super chat needs my credit card info. Sorry?
I'm not saying sorry.
Yeah, load up my boat.
All 3?
All 3 of them on my boat.
Okay, which is completely loading your boat, sir. All right. So, Squirrel, where would you like to go?
My refinery, please.
Okay. Okay, I'm definitely going 1 to your refinery as well, Amanda. So that's 2 blue shares, please. Thank you. And for my other one, I can't load onto Matt's ship. And to be honest with you, I think I'm okay with this. I will go ahead and pay you 1 share, Brian, and then you pay me 2 for yours. It seems like an amicable trade.
It's all right.
All right. So Matt, you need to decide where you're going.
Yes.
The world is your oyster.
Mm-hmm.
So things to consider. Well, I mean, I know you know this, but I mean, Africa, nobody's there yet.
Yep.
Same with it. Well, shoot, nobody's hardly
Not
anywhere
anywhere,
actually.
yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
all been over there.
yeah. And another thing that he can think about is because there's only 2 here and 2 here, he could offload max 2 and then move his ship somewhere else
And that's
as
what
an
I
option.
think I shall do.
So either there or there, so either or.
Come
So,
here and put
that's
2.
4 shares from Brian, and that fills that, which Brian's happy about.
And
And
then
where are you putting the other one?
we'll come over here to this guy. Put it there.
Okay, so Amanda owes 2 shares there.
All right. And
All right, so that's the end of transporting. You can move your unused tankers, which you have,
Have one?
Yep, if you wish to.
yes, move it over here.
Okay. Do you wish to use your chit to empty your own refinery? Which probably not.
Nope.
So then this one is full. That automatically gets unloaded down to North America. So it is Brian's refinery. All of these are not Brian. So therefore, Brian gets 20 shares of his choice.
I will take 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
And Matt, do you wish to buy a consolidation?
And then
So
11.
you can
I
figure it
do.
out. Okay.
11. Thanks, y'all.
Appreciate it, Giovanni. That's funny.
So for 3 apiece.
And so that would be South American consolidation number 3. And now you flip that over, you'll notice that's worth 4 points. So a total of 6 points at the end of the game for him now, as opposed to mine's only 4 because they're both the 2s. All right, so that is the end of it. We refill. I'm saying that out of protest. And
Well, I mean, I pretty much can't do this one. I can't screw up 3 turns in a row. Let it be known, I only screw up 2 turns in a row.
Hey, let it be
In a
known
given
that
game.
I can screw up in all of the turns.
oh, hold on, they can't see it. Throw it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
where you had it.
where I had it
perfect.
was better?
Yep,
Okay.
there you go.
So I'll get 3 red shares out of that.
Yep, and 1 point at the end. Thank you, Gio. Some money on Amanda. That's awesome, dude.
Okay.
Matthew, take care. Thanks for joining us.
So I want to work backwards.
Okay.
Obviously, I want to spend 8
Okay,
to
so
drill.
8 and then 4 to transport is 12 for sure.
So that
Okay.
leaves me 2.
Okay, which if
Is
hold on,
no
you can
lots.
also spend 3 shares to make another worker to be able to convert a second one,
Yes.
and they can be any mix of colors.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's going to be a total of 15 shares, or I'm sorry, 15 workers. So
So
you
I
have
bought
14
one
and bought 1.
And bought 1, and that's all of my workers.
There we go. So that means you're going to be able to
Drill.
drill. So that's one of these.
Yep.
And as you get more proficient with the game, I'm not telling Brian this, just for everybody, you can kind of do this all in one action here.
Okay.
So then I will go ahead and piggyback off of you. So I will convert this one, spending 3 shares, to Brian of my own color, to then turn a pump jack. And I'm only, even though I have multiple, I'm only allowed to do one of these because I am not the active player. So then we go ahead and do the auction for the Wildcatter.
Yep.
So starting with you, minimum bid is 4.
Okay.
What?
Oh, that was
No,
mine.
that was yours.
Oh, I thought you were discarding.
No, no. And it's only your own colors, don't forget.
Yeah, let me count here. I'll start out at 5.
Are you sure? You know, if you start at 4, I can bid 5. I pass. All right. Because I have to do it for a safety reason. So 1 barrel of oil on the Wildcatter, sir. And now you may convert a second one, which you
Which
are
I
going
paid
to,
for,
right?
yep.
That costs 3 workers. And now you transport, sir.
And I paid for that as well.
Correct, and that's the end of what you've paid for.
And that's
So
yes.
now, Matt, if you would, transport each of one of his, so the Wildcatter and each pump jack, over to Montreal.
Then I get this.
He's
Correct.
taking my train, right?
Okay,
It's faster.
and then I will transport as well, and since it's faster, you sold me. I will.
Yeah.
I will take your train.
Clearly.
So, right.
Mine were overloaded from all the
All your own
all the
oil.
I slowed it down.
All right. So now you have to decide. So.
Oh, wait. I don't have to deliver them all here, do I?
Oh, hold on. That's what I was going to say. So now that we're at the harbor, it always goes to the local harbor. Now you,
Okay.
Now you have it. You have a lot of choices
I do, yeah.
actually. So go ahead, walk everybody through what you think all your choices
So
are.
for sure, 2 of them are going here.
Okay. So I will owe you 4 shares. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And what are all your other options, sir?
So I have a lot of options. I could go to San Francisco to my own.
Correct. So going over doesn't use these. It
Yep.
just follows along the outside using his own to here.
Yeah. I could go to the I can't read that Esmeraldas refinery.
Right. Using your train again to there.
Or I could load it on my own boat.
Or your own boat here or mine, and you would use your own train, so it wouldn't even cost you anything.
I think I'm gonna load it on my own boat.
That's pretty well done, sir. Well done. So my refinery is now full. I have all the same options as you. I'm gonna go ahead and load my own boat though. Okay, so in turn order now. You're first, sir, so where would you like your boat to go? So the important thing to note is you cannot, even if this were empty, you could not come back to Montreal because it originated from there. Okay.
I think it's gonna go to Africa.
Okay. So comes over here. There. And yep, Amanda pays 2 shares for that. Well, why not? Let's join the party. Ain't no party like an African party, because an African party's good.
I don't know.
All right, go
Sure.
with it. Okay, sure. All right, so that is the end of that. Now, Brian, you can move any tankers
I only got
unused.
the one.
None. Okay. Remember, you can partially or you can empty using your chip. Outside of that, though, the only one that's full is here for North America. So this is my refinery. So these 2 are my option. So I'm going to get for sure 12 shares. Oops. So 12 shares, and I have that many. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I think I will. I'm going to leave it. So I'm going to leave those, just get 12 shares, and I will get, looking at the shares, I will get 2 red and 10 yellow, please. And then after that, thank you, you can buy a consolidation chip if you wish, sir.
North America.
Correct.
I will, because I have a pile.
Okay.
There's 3.
And then Amanda, you're up.
3.
Not you're up, but you are now active. How's
Thank
that?
you.
You're welcome. All right, welcome to the consolidation
Seeable
chip.
by anybody?
Oh, move it. Yeah,
There we
there
go,
you
down
go.
there.
There you go. Perfect.
There we go.
Cool. Yeah, I agree, Sweater Mike, that the consolidation chips do a very good job of that. Rolf, I'll answer your question. I had 4 left. I had 4 shares.
At the time.
Yeah. Oh, no. So the reason I didn't bid more than you did on 5, I only had 5. I had 9, but I anticipated you
Coming there.
delivering there, and I needed to leave 4. So when you bid 5, I was
Yeah.
stuck. Right.
Gotcha. And then to the second half of Rolf's comment, aren't shares hidden info?
They, per the rules, it says they are, but again, if you normally how we've always played it in the past is stacks of the different colors to where what we did is okay. So here's my yellow stack, whatever. Here's my red stack. So you can kind of eyeball it, but but with all the same back, regardless of color, it leaves it up to the players how they want to play it.
Okay.
Okay. Come see Witch Doctor. One convenient location, Africa. That's a popular destination.
Yeah, no kidding.
Look at that.
There's a Toto concert going on.
I'll take the 4th one down, please.
South America.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 workers and two green chairs, fellas.
Thank you. Okay.
So here, just as a So I remember this one's going to be
That's
the one
gone.
that goes away.
So first of all, do that right there.
Okay. So now you have access to be able to. Yep.
Okay, let's see.
Every time this hits the table, I am excited about this game.
It's only my second play, but I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing it now for since
3 or
just
4
after
years.
SN of 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Really bummed that Sweater Mike couldn't be here for this because he loves this game.
Me too.
But at least he's here in chat, so there's that.
He's here in spirit and in
Right.
chat. All right, so
Disembodied sweater Mike.
yep, it's kind of weird, like no sweater or anything. There's that one. Then
I was just going to move stuff around while you weren't looking to see if you noticed. That's all.
I'm gonna do 4 more for another one.
Wow. She's just thumbing her nose at I'll monopolize. Fine.
Then
Also get the chip out of it.
Yeah, not much of a competition in the auction. I'll
Okay.
go 4. Done.
Bueller.
Right? Anyone? Bueller.
okay, so I'm gonna drill. So that's 8.
And then so you need to drill and convert in. I'm sorry, to drill and transport is 12. You need 15 if you want to convert a second one as well.
Otherwise, 12 is fine.
Right, because 8 to drill, 4 to transport, so that's 12. And then if you wanted to convert a second one, would be 3 more, which is 15.
If I am transporting though on my own things, I don't have to.
Well, no, we're not talking shares, we're talking workers.
Right.
You need 12 workers
Right.
or 15 workers.
But if I'm not paying for transport,
It has nothing to do because you pay shares
still-
for transport, remember.
Yeah.
And that can be a little confusing, but
Yeah, you pay for the opportunity to transport
Yes.
it.
Right.
correct. There you go.
And then you have to
So
pay
how many workers
additional
do you
for
have?
transport.
I have 10.
Okay, so you're not drilling and transporting
No.
unless you're okay.
Except I would need 12, you said?
You need 12.
Okay, then I will use Brian.
You can mix them up. It doesn't have to be one color. Okay. So you're spending 6 shares for 2
2 more,
workers, which gives you 12, which means you're going to drill, which means you
Right.
convert one of these puppies
Right.
For free.
for free, and then you transport, which you paid for. There you go.
Oops.
All right. So now, now that you are doing all those, after you
So drill.
drill. Now the Wildcatter auction. It's 4 shares. If you wish to. You know what? I don't know the answer to the next question. If
If it's
no,
me, is
no,
it 0?
No, it's 4.
It does say minimum bid.
Yeah,
Okay.
the minimum bid is 4. But my question then is, if nobody bids,
Oh, yeah. What happens? Because that only happens on the drill action. Right?
should all players pass on bidding, the Wildcatter disc is removed from the game. Well, easy enough. That kind of seems the obvious answer, and glad to see it was obvious. And hold on, and remember, after the refinery or after the Wildcatter auction, you can use your refinery chip to empty your refinery if you wish. And it blocks that refinery from taking any more
This turn.
this turn. So it protects you, or you could do it here and do the same thing.
thing.
And you're the only one transporting, so you wouldn't pay yourself.
Right.
So if you have 4 shares,
And I do,
might be
and
worth
that's what
it.
I'm going to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so you're paying 4 shares, so
the
you win the
Wildcatter.
Wildcatter auction. Congratulations,
That puts-
cheater. Okay, so
Okay.
now you paid for transport, so you transport to the harbor. I assume yours.
Yes.
So now what do you do with that?
She gets the chip.
Oh, you get your Wildcatter.
I would like to go use my train there and put it in that
So
refinery.
over your train to that refinery. So before you did that, though, did you want to use your refinery chip to block one and to empty it, or at the end of your turn you can partially empty? You can empty that if you wish. Because at this point, after you have transported, You move any tankers that you wish of yours. So if you want to move that one, you can. And then you can spend your refinery chip to empty that as well. So you have two options. Right after the Wildcatter auction, and then it blocks that refinery for that turn. Or at the end of your turn, you can empty a partially filled of your own, remember.
So I can also use my card too, right? I don't have to use the chip.
No.
It says card.
Oh, I apologize. Yes, you can use a card as well. And that can be for any refinery. Does not have to be your own.
Okay.
So do you wish to move your ship?
Yes, let's move it to Puerto de la Cruz.
Okay. Ooh, look at you with your pronunciations. All right, so done. Now the question is, do you wish to use your chip or your card?
I wish to use my card.
Okay. The chip's worth points at the end of the game, but it can only empty yours. The card can empty anybody's. Okay, so you are going to use the card. So she discards that. She's emptying the partially filled one for South America. So you're going to get 4 shares, and you have a decision to make on those.
I want all shares.
So you're throwing these away. So
Yes.
she's getting 16 shares. What color?
All blue.
Okay. If you want, you can just give her 4 chits.
Oh, yeah.
So these are off. You want to show folks? Yeah, these are off camera as well. So there are 4. There are tokens for 4 of chips. So there you go, 16. Okay, boom, done.
The
Shalom.
only downside to these, though, is in hidden information. You like have to stack them under your
Fair point. Good point.
things.
So do you
people
wish to
know.
buy a consolidation chip for South America, ma'am?
No.
Okay, so take this. We have reached the end of the round. So now everybody gets 10 workers. Philip, take care.
Yeah, his.
All right.
No,
Excuse
I
me.
didn't pay.
Advance the turn marker,
We
which
did.
you did already. Okay, draw new cards. So 2, sir. Okay, and everybody gets your consolidation chip. You get your shares.
I get
So
2.
I get 2 as
Well,
well.
you get
1.
1.
Thank you.
Thank you. So the player aid is really, really good on this. So that's what I'm actually using as a reminder here. I'm running through for the beginning of a round, just going through it in order. So, okay, so a quick reminder. Amanda's the only one with a loan at the end of your next turn is when you're going to have an opportunity to pay back your loan
For
18 shares, or it's 25 at the end of the
Yes.
game. Okay. Well, let's see here. So I now have 13. And I like this card. I like this card. This card is kind of dead to anyone that isn't red. I mean, I could 1, but it's really not worth it to me. So let's see. No, no, no. No. Maybe. No. No, maybe. So it's going to be one of these 2. And that has my own shares. I have no, so that would be 8, that'd be 11, I'd be 4 short. 2 short. 6 might be worth it. What is the South America consolidation?
4.
It's 4 each. I need to look at that before I make a decision.
So is north and south are both 4.
Okay, thank you. Okay. And what is Russia?
These are both 3s.
Okay.
Right now.
So I'm going to go ahead, even though I really want my own shares on that one, I really do, I'm going to go ahead and take that one. So it's worth 2 points at the end plus for turn order. So I'm going to now, so I have 13 workers here. So if I were to build this, convert it to a pump, so that's 4, converting it is 3 for a total of 7, and then shipping is a total of 11. That would leave me 2 workers. And I'm good with that. So that's what we're going to do. So, so here's 11 workers there. So I will go ahead and build and convert 1 oil derrick into a pump jack. And I already paid to transport, so I will transport one off of each pump jack. And
Okay, so one off of each.
Yep.
Okay.
using my train, and then it goes to Matt. Do you wish to transport?
I do.
Okay, so Matt gets the transport off the Wildcatter as well.
We'll take
There we
that.
go. And Brian, do you wish to?
And
Put
this
that
is
up
paying
here.
one of my shares
Yep,
to whoever?
to either me or Matt, which I recommend me since I gave you the opportunity.
I've heard about all these fast trains, so I'll go
So
with Matt.
Brian or Matt gets it. So for me now,
Old trains now. We've gotten upgraded.
you know, I'm gonna go ahead and load one onto my ship and one to your refinery right there, Brian. Thank you. So 2 shares, sir. Thank you. And now, Matt, where would you like to move your oil?
Both of them to my to my ship.
And Brian, your option, sir.
Boy, where are these ships going? There are certainly options.
No worries, Andrew. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome back, Mira.
Where is Ed going to take that ship?
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, wood is always better than cardboard. Well, maybe not always, but usually.
I'm just going to load it on my own.
Okay. All right. Cool. So in turn order, starting with the active player, which is me. I'm gonna go ahead and come on over to Todoville, i.e., Africa, and Amanda owes me 2 shares. Oops.
Womp womp.
Yep. There. So 2 shares from Amanda. And Matt, where are you going, sir?
Same place.
I thought you might. That's why I wanted to make sure I got at least one of them. Wow, this is nuts.
So,
Okay, so only one of them can be offloaded.
Right.
So now you have a decision on where to send
I'm
the
going
other
to take Amanda's train over to mine.
Thank you.
Can you do that though?
You
Where-
need to, it's
hold on.
your
Oh,
shares,
yours.
not mine.
one. So you're going to your refinery. So just here.
No, the boat. Well, okay. I
The
don't have
boat
to take
moves.
the train.
Yeah,
the
the
boat
boat moves.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never
Because
mind. I don't have to take the
everything
train.
has offloaded, it then can freely move still.
Yeah. Never
So
mind.
there you go. Okay. 3. Hold on. I'm trying to buy a consolidation ship, making sure I have enough, and I do.
For Russia?
I will here in a moment. So, okay. So we have transported. So now I can move an unused tanker. So I dropped one of them off here. So one of these was moved. The other one was not. Does not matter which. And I'm going to go ahead and come on. Choices. There is not another Russia out there for that side. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and come over here to Puerto La Cruz. Cool.
And then you have another boat you could pay to
I
move
could
as well.
pay to move. You know, I expected to pop at some point, so I'm okay.
Sit.
Yeah, I'm good with that. So I'm not going to empty any partially filled refineries. So in that case, we empty this one. So Amanda gets paid. This is for Africa. So Amanda's getting 20 shares of her choice.
Mine, please.
And now I will go ahead, Matt. Here are 3 shares
Thank
each
you.
there. And Brian, 3 shares each there. And I will take the Russian 3 consolidation. Good. All right. All right, so I'm done. So here, there, and new card. This is the last of the light deck.
That's exactly the card I was hoping for.
Oh, well, okay, then I
I
reckon.
will take that one.
All right,
Two of my own shares.
and 2 workers.
Bonus. And 2
All right,
workers.
Marcel, take care. We'll see you next week, or later this week, as it
We'll
were.
literally see you.
So, Magic 15 for the building building and
Developing and
developing
delivering.
and the whole
Tra-
spiel.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, okay. So here you go. So it costs. Hold on. It's going to be more than 15.
Okay.
So it's going to be 4 to build,
Okay.
right? It's going to be 8 to pull the trigger, so that's
Oh.
12. 3 to convert another one, which is 15, and then 4 to transport, which is 19. That's why, by the way, you start with 20, I imagine. However, if you choose not to buy a second one, or if you choose to buy a second one and not convert the second one, you're down to 16 or 15, respectively.
Depending on what you do.
Yes.
All right. So what was 16 again?
16 would be to build one for 4, pull the trigger, right, and drill for 12 total, 8 more, and then transport. So you wouldn't
Yeah.
convert a second one.
Yeah, that's what I was.
is
That's what I was hoping.
Okay, so 16,
So build
and then drill,
and then drill. Well, not just because.
because it had, it was there
It
longer.
was there longer,
Right,
yeah. I feel like those workers
no, I get
deserved-
that. I totally get
Deserved
that.
it.
I got it.
There, yeah.
Okay, so now,
That's 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
okay, Brian, if you will. Okay, so now, Blue, do you wish to convert into a pump jack that will cost you 3 of your own shares?
I do. Can you give me 4? Or 4? So I can give Matt 3.
Oh, right.
Yeah, give those 3, and I will
Gotcha.
also, Matt,
Oh,
so
then-
3. Excuse me. All right, then we have the auction for the Wildcatter. So starting with Matt.
Well, I know how flush Amanda is with her own stuff over there. We'll start at 4.
5.
7? Question mark?
Pass.
Eight.
Pass. That was a total bluff. Whew.
There's 8.
Okay, yep. So Amanda throws that down. And you've already paid to transport, sir. So who would you like to pay?
Me.
I would vote me for
Me.
what it's worth.
I'm going to pay Amanda.
Yes.
Wow, I am getting
Well,
ignored over
it
here.
has to be your own.
It has to
I'll
be
be
your
my
own
own.
share
Yeah, right,
color.
sorry.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, so Amanda, do you wish to transport?
Yes.
All right, go ahead. I.e. hers. I too.
You get the.
And, yep. I would like to transport as well, please. On mine. All right, so Matt, where are you going from there, sir?
I'm going to my refinery.
King.
And Amanda, where are you going? Again, it's always in turn order, y'all. And as a reminder, there is a train here to be able to go to Africa, if you wish. And there are ships available, both your wonderful, pleasant husband and then his. Him. Hey Hans, it is. We reviewed this. What episode is it? It's the bottom
Like-
right corner there.
47.
Episode 47. We reviewed the original edition of this. Okay, Amanda getting in on some African action, and I don't have anything going on in Asia. Do I want to? Is the question, or you know what? I'm gonna go. Hold on. So, okay, whose turn is this? This is
It's
Matt's
Matt's
turn. So I'm looking out here. I'm debating whether or not there's no ship down here right now, or there's no card, I'm sorry. So I'm actually going to go ahead and load up onto my ship so I don't have to pay my share. And I will go ahead and come down to Africa. Even though I could have taken Amanda's train, I would have had to have paid a share to Amanda.
Can I get 4?
Yeah. The downside of these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, you have to make change for it. So 2 shares from Amanda. And That's all the transport, yeah. So, Matt, you can move your ship if you wish, or this one, since neither was used. Or both for one worker.
No. One is going here.
Okay.
And I don't have any workers, so that's the one.
You can pay 3
I don't have any
shares.
workers.
Okay. So he's done. All right. So after that, empty any full refineries. There are no full ones, it looks like. So that's the end of the turn. You can buy a consolidation ship.
And I think I shall.
And Brian?
So
there you
for
go.
Asia, there's still 3, right?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
It's the last 3.
Okay.
No, it's all 4s.
1, 2,
All right,
3.
nice.
I thought I had. Yes.
Take
I still
care,
have 3
Andrew,
green.
thanks.
Good. That's one I was not sure about. 1, 2, 3.
All right. So another consolidation ship for Matt. All right. And Brian, your honor, sir.
That's the cards. That's
Yes,
where
sir.
we're gonna go-
Yep.
That's where we're going to go with those ones.
Remember, you can always wipe for 4 points.
I think I have to because they're all worthless.
Okay, so these get discarded. Matt, will you throw out 8 new cards, please? One of those is the dark.
Oh, they're all upside down.
Good to me.
I me too.
Stupid camera.
And 8.
That's better.
So, oh, you did it already? Okay, all right. That one's pretty good, if that's what you're...
the
That's,
exact one I'm looking at.
yep,
Yeah,
that's a
what
pretty
I'm
good
gonna
one.
go with.
Yep, there you go. That's money well spent right
So
there.
2 workers for stuff.
Yep.
Which probably.
Here, go and put it out here so folks can...
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
There you go.
So I got my 2 workers. All right.
So you have 12 total. So if you were to convert that one, it's
That's
already been drilled,
3.
that would be 3 and 4 to transport. So that gives you 7. And then it would be another 7 to build another one and convert it as well.
Yeah, which am I going to do that? Come on. That's actually not a bad idea. I'm going to buy 2 extra workers.
Okay, so spending 6 shares.
Spend a little combination there. To get 2 more of these.
Okay, so you're at 14 now.
So, doing this in order,
Yep,
I will build,
that's
This.
4. Go ahead. No, go ahead. You're
Yep,
good. I'll
that's
keep
4.
track. Yep.
and then I'm going to skip down to develop,
Okay.
right?
Yep. So
So
if you did both of those,
That's
that
6
would
more.
be 6 more. So that'd be 10, and then 4 to transport.
And that is exactly what I
14.
have.
Perfect. Well done. That's maximizing. That's well done, sir.
Oops. Get all these on here.
All right. So you paid to transport.
Yeah.
Now,
Stuff on
something I do want to point out, though, that, well, actually, you won't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
No, you. This is actually really good for you. So now you, yep, using whose train or trains.
Oh, right. I'm going to have to do that, yes. We'll give 2 to you.
Thank you,
for
sir.
once.
Okay, thank you, thank you. All
We weren't
right.
going very far, so speed wasn't a factor. So.
So Matt, would you like to transport? I should point out, you're not. You're going to sit in the harbor, just like I am.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
you can.
there's-
I
I
stand
placed that
corrected.
train there way long ago
Well
for
done.
a reason.
Yes, that's a good point.
Yep, and I will.
Okay, using your own.
I'll
I
use my
assume.
own.
And same with me, please, for both of mine. Thank you. All right, so Brian, now you do not have to all go on yours.
I'm going to go all on that.
Okay. So then it goes for me. I do not have a choice. I must transport. So I will go. So I'm going to pay 2 to Brian to go onto his train. Then I will
Wait,
pay.
isn't it only 1?
Well, I have 2 barrels.
2 barrels.
Oh, you have 2 barrels.
And then I will go 1 to Matt, 1 to Amanda to come down here. And they'll both go to, I think, will they go to Asia? You know, actually, I will pay 1 more share. Nope, to Amanda to go to Africa.
Oh. So then Matt owes you 2.
He owes me 2 shares for that one. Exactly. Thank you. And Amanda owes me 2 shares for hers. Bueno.
The icon above the 2 worker symbol, Rob, is the refinery flush. So you can spend that card to flush any refinery at the end of the turn.
Yep.
Right.
I'm
It does not have to be
I'm gonna give
full,
you
which
one
because
for
it
mine.
Or your
wouldn't be.
own.
Right. Or your
and
own.
then take it to my refinery. Don't have to pay myself.
There you go. Okay. All right. So that is transport. So now you can move your own tankers, Brian, if you wish, from Africa.
Yeah, let's get that thing somewhere more useful. Let's go here.
All right. So then you can spend your. You're not gonna. So empty full refineries. So there's only one of them. So
What could I spend?
Well, you could spend your chip.
Oh,
to flush something else.
So-
that one goes to Russia, which is down here.
So what we're going to do,
Rob, take care of that, please.
Thanks. Oh, Jared's on it. Okay.
so I'm going to keep 2 of them there.
Okay. So you're
and
getting.
I'm going to get rid of 2 of them.
So you're getting 12 shares total.
Yes.
Any mix.
All mine.
And I'm trying to keep these consistent all the way across so people can see at home majorities. Okay. Well done, sir. Would you like to buy any consolidation chip in
And I did Russia. Right?
So
I
it's
did
3
hope I
apiece, or
did.
it's 4 apiece, right?
Yep, I will.
I
Wow,
hope
big one.
somebody somewhere's got a board like that and they need a spammer. I think.
Right.
Or a stamp or something.
Yeah, it is too bad. But it'll go, y'all just type a lot and it'll scroll up and go away.
All right, so we come,
And that gets me the Russia. Yeah.
it does. And we refilled the card, so Amanda, it is your honor. So now that we're,
Halfway.
well, over halfway, I would say 4/7 of the way almost, of the way through the game, are you guys, is it making sense to y'all? And are y'all able to follow along easily, enjoying it?
Third. That
South America? Yes, ma'am.
one. Right there. And I get 2 workers. Okay. All right, so let's see here.
So, and I should note that because the deck is getting a little bit thin, that it does not differentiate. Here it says, if the draw pile is empty, shuffle the cards in the discard pile to form a new
The
deck.
light and the
It
dark ones.
the light and the dark. It does not specify some. So,
Okay, so I am going to
all right, Banker Dave says totally makes sense. So
turn
that's good.
in, change this to a pump jack.
Okay, that's 3. I got you.
Thank you.
Continue.
That's 3 workers. Then I will do it again.
Okay, I got you again.
Thank you.
Go ahead. So that's another 3
Okay, then 4
to
to
transport.
transport.
Well, that's good use of if you're going to monopolize an area.
That's the way to do it, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much maximize it, right? All right. So
Okay.
you paid to transport. I
Right.
assume on yours.
Correct.
I don't know why. But seems a little selfish for me, but that's just my opinion. So now what are you doing?
You have the
there?
right to be wrong. I'm going to put 1 on my own boat.
Okay, and 2 to here, or are you coming up North America, or?
Makes sense.
Thank you, Vince. That's awesome. Supporting the stream by throwing this up because it's almost 4 a.m. here in China, and I'm going to have to watch this from the beginning at a later time. All right, get some rest, and thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Man,
So you still have those.
yes.
So
There's all kinds of fun options.
yeah,
Yeah.
she really does.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at majorities.
Yeah.
You're looking at, do I protect myself so I don't have to pay as many shares? Do I come over here to fill that? Maybe that's what that
That's
one
what
is.
that
I
one
don't,
is.
you know. So
That's what that one is.
One
And
There's
she's
one
and
here.
you can think out loud because nobody can affect it because
Well,
it's only
yeah,
you.
that's true. So my first thought was for sure I want to load one up here to fill up this refinery so that it can be flushed. Then my thinking is either here to start getting in Asia,
yeah.
especially since I have, some
Something.
oil here.
So you would load a second one onto your ship.
Right. Well, I don't know yet. Hang on.
Sorry.
Or I could go here and, like you said, with two, start making sure that I don't have to pay everybody so much in shares, and then I could start down here as well.
Choices,
So
right?
many choices.
It's a good problem to have.
Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is this over here for sure.
So whoa. No. Hold on. You're getting ahead of yourself, Amanda. Move it back, please.
Okay.
Load up. Figure out what you're doing with those two first.
Oh, okay. I'm going over here
Okay.
now.
All right. Now. There you go.
Here. Whoops. He fell off. Oil spill. Then right here.
All right. Good deal. So that's it. So now you can move any unused tankers. You have none.
Correct.
So this empties
Here's your.
down to Africa. So you're going to get 8 shares for sure.
Right.
And now you have a decision to make on those 3 barrels. I think people are intimidated, Vince. They're like, "Whoa, all right, we'll give it to Vince and the mods." All right. Well, I'm glad that at least some of y'all are able to follow along here. Hopefully, it's very procedural, which definitely helps. So while Amanda's considering here, then the nice thing that makes it procedural is this, to where everybody can follow and everybody has their own player aids, so that you can plan out your turn as much as possible.
And the
ahead
good
of time.
thing about all the player aids are it's your own color,
It
so
is.
that helps with confusion.
That's
as
actually
well.
a good point, because
Yeah.
you see payment to players. If I transport yellow barrels on their stuff, I pay 1 yellow share.
Exactly.
So it
It's
is
easier, yeah.
spelled out for that.
I'm just gonna keep all mine down here.
Okay, so you get 8
8
shares.
shares of blue, please.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So that is yours, ma'am. All right. So this one gets wiped. All right. So everybody gets 10 workers. We advance the turn marker.
Got it.
Draw 2 new ones. Go ahead.
I can pay off my loan now, yeah?
And next is consolidation chips first.
I will get 3.
Yep, I will as well get 3 shares.
Just one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you get your 10 workers yet?
I did. I got your cards. I
Okay,
like
so
I like cards
now,
better.
because it is the 5th round, optionally, players can repay their loans. So, Amanda, do you wish to pay 18 shares?
I do.
There you go. There's her 18. So she gets her barrel back. Congratulations. You
Thank
were
you.
out of hawk,
Yes.
as my pops would say. All right, so...
As a lot of people's pops would say, I believe.
Okay. So, we are 3 rounds from the end. Well, I'm okay with that. I would like some Canada. So that's an option, and that's an option, and that's a refinery. Let's just go ahead and put I have 12 workers. Oh, this gives me 2 workers as well? Yeah, we'll go ahead and take that one.
I have to run it back.
Okay. All right.
And that's
So-
not bad at all, by the way. I listened to it the other day.
Good. All right. So I get 2 more workers. So 1 and 2. So I'm at 14 workers for Canada here. So if I convert that, that's going to be 3, and then the ship is 7. So another 7 would be to build and convert it, and we will. So I will spend 4 for that, and then I will spend 3 and 6 for a total of 10 to convert both of those. So 6 barrels, Matt, if you would be so kind, sir. And then I will pay 4 to transport, so that's going to be a total of 14.
And I'll put those on there.
Yeah, might as well. So they're
Yeah.
transporting, and I will pay.
And that one too.
Yep.
I'll pay one share. That's 3 actually.
3.
I will go.
I did just move them.
You did. All right, fine. All right, 2 for Matt, 1 for Brian. Okay.
And for labor.
And Brian, I assume you're transporting
yes.
as well.
On my own tree.
All right, fine. Huh. So now I have to count shares and see where I'm sitting for yellow. You know what? I'm going to make this really, really easy. I think. Let me double check. Yep, that's exactly what we're doing. So Brian, what are you doing with yours, sir? You have tons of options. Everything here, everything here, everything here. You even have that ship there. Yeah, the muted colors are really beautiful in this game. It's really, really
So
good.
You're going to pay me 2, Edward.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put 1 on the boat.
2. Okay. And then where are you going from there, sir?
And the boat's going to go to Asia. Right here. And then Matt's going to pay me 2.
Cool. I would like some Canada. Yes, exactly.
Get you some Canada.
All right. So, friend James says, same here, very focused on the game. Now it's on my to-buy list. All right. All right. So now I have a decision to make on whether or not I want to flush that with, I can use that refinery card, and I do not have any others. So that's my only one right now. I think I'm going to be okay. I am not going to. Okay. So I can move any unused tankers. I have a lot of them. So looking at what cards are out here, there is some for, and Matt is motivated to do that, but he has his own ship, so he's probably not going to do a whole lot there. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of the African ships and move it over to Southwest Asia. Not going to pay any extra to be able to do that. I'm not going to spend the refinery. So instead, we empty this, which this goes on to, this is Asia.
Yep.
So Matt has the choice now. So that and that. So you're guaranteed to get 8, sir. And what do you want to do with the other 12?
Make it 12 and leave 2 there.
Okay, so 12 shares, your choice, and there you go. This goes back
All
into the
mine.
supply. All right, and nothing else is full, correct? That's 4. Nope, nothing else. So consolidation chip, I am not going to for America. I'm all set. So this will go. And Matt, your honor, sir.
All right.
Take care, Vince. Thanks again for the support. We really appreciate it, man. Have a good night. Welcome, Just Play.
Yeah, that one sure is juicy, so I don't know why I personally wouldn't take that one. Take
It's
this guy
Frey
here.
Oh, okay.
So that's 3 of my own shares.
Frey
Victory
I will try and
point
remember that.
eventually. And then down there, I'll just go ahead and pay the 4. So just give me 1 back
Okay.
for transport.
And where is this? This is, oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah. Right side up.
There we go.
So on my own. And where do I want those to go?
And Cave Hines, when you do watch the teach, let us know what you think of it.
Let me. I had some competition in North America at one time. That's looking to be much, much tighter as things are going.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You missed basically, me and Brian,
Oh,
I
my.
took that over, and then he delivered here and flushed Asia.
Okay.
Okay. Or I should say Asia was full, so
Okay.
it flushed automatically.
So yeah, let's go ahead and load them up on my boat there, and we will take them to Asia, or to here, and drop them off there.
Andrew, it's just back-to-back auctions whenever they are drilled in the areas with 2 Wildcatter tokens there and there. If they ever do get drilled, it's just back-to-back auctions is all it is. Okay. All right, roger that, Rob. Thanks.
Were you done then, Matt, or you got anything else going on?
Let me see. That was in South America, and South America is currently
At 4 apiece for the consolidation. So you move that. Do you wish to move an unused tanker first?
Yes, I do. So I move that there. Where do I want to move that? No, let's stick it over here.
Okay, and I assume you're not going to flush anything voluntarily. So if not, then you can choose to buy a refinery chip consolidation chip. And Brian,
I
you're up.
cannot currently,
just
so
came out.
I choose not to.
okay.
All right, well, I will.
Yeah, pretty crazy that North America has not been touched, nor has Southeast Asia. And it does not look at this point that Southeast Asia
Or Europe,
is
or
not looking good.
or the
All right, I'm going to take Canada again.
All right.
Eastern Front. Nobody's touching
So I
that.
get 2 workers.
Okay.
So math. So I need 4 to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
I need 3 to convert the one that's already there.
Right. So you're at 7.
7.
And then you would need another 7 to put another oil derrick down and convert it.
That worked out pretty dang well for me last time I did that, so let's just go ahead and do that.
Okay, so you're going to
So I'm
build
gonna pay,
another.
yeah, so I'm going to have to end up paying 6 shares total.
So hand me your oil barrels and we'll get going on that then.
Okay.
All right, so and 2 pump jacks, sir. So he built another oil derrick and then is converting both of them. So I approve of this move. Matt, will you give me a hand here?
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to cost me every single one of my workers.
And, oh, here. There you go. Okay, there you go. All right, so you already paid to transport, so I assume you are.
Pay, away we go.
So all 4 of yours go. And, Huh. So I didn't anticipate this. So here's my problem. I'll go ahead and just think out loud. That's how many shares I have left. So because I don't have a train there, I would have to pay all 3. And then if Brian delivers 1 to North America, I would have to take a loan.
To
And
Canada.
to Canada, which then means that's going to cost me 15 shares by doing that. So I have enough. However, I can't like partially transport. You either transport
it's
or
all or
you
nothing.
don't transport. So it's kind of a non-decision for me because I can't take the risk. So I will not transport, which makes me slow
Wow,
up a little
that
bit. 'Cause that's 3
sucks.
barrels.
Because I am definitely doing
Yeah,
that.
and here we go. So
right off the bat.
so there's the 2, and I'm left with that.
All right. So I have some fun options here.
That sucks for me. And it's my own fault. I mean, it's no one else's. I just...
Andrew says this is a prelude to glory to Rome.
Right, yeah. That stinks. So here, let me have my shares, real quick, because I'm going to be... No, a stack of them. There you go.
I'm just going to deliver all of my own.
Okay.
No, I'm going to send one of them down here.
Okay.
A couple shares from Amanda.
2 more. All right. So now you can move any unused tankers, sir.
One down here. I'm going to bring it to there.
Okay. Do you wish to flush anything partially? Or, use a refinery card? Because remember, at the end of the game, you can use one refinery card.
Yeah, I am going to spend one of my cards.
Okay, so it's discarded out of the game, actually. So
And then, it's out of the game.
out of the game.
Gotcha,
So there you
gotcha.
go. Okay.
And I'm going to flush this one here.
Okay,
Throw
so
those both into
North America?
Yep.
Well, that makes my choice a little bit different. Okay, so he chose to partially flush using that card. So then this is the only other full one. So this one must get emptied. So now Brian is at 6 here. So I get 4, 8. Screw you, dude. Glory to Rome.
Glory to Canada.
You're right.
Yes.
And sorry to Canada.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Really sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, jeez, I'm sorry, man.
Because I need shares. So screw it. I'm dumping them all.
Yep.
I'll get 20. I
I
need
kind of figured that's
I
what
need
you'd
4
do.
more. I took 16 already right here, anticipating. I didn't expect you to flush that. So good job there. So I took 20 shares of yellow. We won't run into that problem again.
Anytime soon.
Just for clarification, what is tiebreaker down there?
I believe it's divide. It's add and divide. I believe.
First and second,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
split
yeah.
them. Yeah,
All right.
I think that's it too.
Okay, so that was Brian's turn?
Yes.
All right, so Amanda. Here we go. And there is 1 card left, so this one is going to get flushed if she doesn't take it, and then we will have to shuffle all the discards. Okay?
No, I doubt she'll take that one.
That was unfortunate.
I'll take the 4th one down, please.
So this one? Okay, so 2 workers, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay.
And I'm actually double checking on that for any ties. Yep, add and divide rounded down. Right. So if first and second, oh, you guys can't see that. First, second, and third, 16, 8, and 4 respectively. If first and second are tied, it'd be 12 apiece. Add the 16 and 8.
Still pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's not terrible. So it's pretty interesting to see the destruction left down here. I mean, all these empty pump jacks here wiped out. There's a lot in Canada now. I mean, yeah, it's getting slim pickings. So it's still possible that the U.S. and Southeast Asia,
One more zone might
yep,
get used.
or Northwest Russia.
May I suggest the United States, as there's already one there?
Seems like you're biased a little bit. It's weird.
Maybe a little
Rolf, take
bit.
care, get some rest. We will see you next week. And we are always fair. I assure you, you know that. So take care. Thanks a lot for joining us as well. For those that don't know, Rolf is one of the 2 designers of Wildcatters. So thanks for joining us, Rolf.
Okay. Decisions.
Welcome. Is it Uwe? The U-W-E. That's
I was going to pronounce that be ooh-wee.
Welcome, Tony.
Okay.
Looking forward to dinner on a week from Saturday as well, Rolf. He and Andre took, and his wife Yolanda took Clay and I to dinner. That's where I had the Schweinsachsel.
Paying 7
Okay.
to build that pump jack and
Or
transport.
build the oil derrick and convert it.
No, it was already there.
Oh, so to
the pump
convert
jack.
to a pump jack, I apologize, and then transport,
And then
so you
transport.
get one of each, right?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Well, I also said earlier, I said that monopolization doesn't work. She's done a pretty good
making it
job
work,
of it.
yeah.
Okay.
It helps to have the train route to
That
refinery
does,
very
because
close
now
by.
it totally does. That was really, really, really well done.
Thank you. Please move 2 of my barrels to my refinery.
Okay, so you will pay yourself 4 shares. Not really.
Mhm.
Okay.
Then put my other 2 on your boat.
And my South American stevedores will load those up. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Just Play says I get this on this game on looks alone. Beautiful production, gameplay looks great. Also, so the big thing, the real significant change, I feel like there are 2 between the first and second edition. And the first edition, it allows you to do this. The first one is the fact that this one more turnover, so there's better chance of not being kind of
Whoops.
Getting blocked out.
yeah.
Your
on
stevedores
the
did not
cards.
do a good job
They
because
did
they
not.
just
Well,
fell
no,
off.
it looked like
They
your
loaded the boat fine.
yeah, your captain's
Hey!
drunk. Okay,
Okay.
just saying.
Put 1 there and 1 there.
And the other change is the consolidation chip, and they did away with the fifth round scoring, and instead transferred stuff over for the consolidation chips. I like it. I'm really a big fan. So anything else, ma'am?
I'm looking.
You can move any unused tankers. So Africa. Seriously, I feel the need to listen to Toto after this. Do you wish to flush any partially filled refineries? This one will automatically already.
No.
Okay, so then just this one.
Mhm.
So into South America. So you will get 4 shares for sure, and then you have decision on those 4 barrels.
Put 2 in South Africa and
South
South
America.
America, and 2 I will take 8.
All right, so 12 shares
please.
total. Blue or
Yeah.
mix?
Nope, 12 blue.
Okay, that's yours.
Thank you.
All right. Do you wish to buy a consolidation chip, ma'am?
No.
Okay. All right. So end of the round. That goes away. There. This will come out next round, please, fellas. And we need to shuffle the entire deck, so light and dark. Okay. And then everybody gets 10 workers. And everybody gets shares in your own color for the consolidation chips.
I get
Which
1.
I keep forgetting about that. Like, we're not forgetting to do it, but I keep
Keep forgetting
forgetting
you're gonna get it?
that I'm going to get it, so I can kind of skimp a little bit on my own.
Everybody get their workers.
Yes.
There's your 3.
Thank you.
Whoops.
All right, and cut, Matt. And throw 1 more out. There you go. If you put that up there.
Oh.
All right, so penultimate round here in the 6th round. So, and a quick reminder to everybody that at the end of this round or the beginning of next round, we are going to look at what everybody has by way of oil drops out here. So I have 6 for those counting at home. And then whoever has the most oil drops will choose what order they want to go in the last round, and then we will go by diminishing order of oil drops, as well as get those at the end of the game, okay? So, now that I have enough, I would like Canada.
Yeah, no. Way less. You would
You,
like to.
you can flush?
It is an option.
Yeah, this for yeah. There's a whole lot of here. There's a whole lot of here.
As to be expected,
There's a whole lot of
right?
here.
Well, so is there Northeast Russia? There is not that either, which again makes sense because everybody's been taking that, so they've been keeping those cards. I suppose I could have been card counting, but I'm just
There's
not.
at least 2 in there because we've had at least 2 of them that have been dumped as the top card.
Gotcha. So I know what I'm going to do for next turn. I already have that planned out. But I don't know what to do this turn. So this is an option, and this is an option. So I'm thinking towards those. And what are we, for Asia, what are we as far as consolidation chips?
It's 4.
They're at 4. Okay, so I will go ahead and take this one. So I need 3 green shares, please. Thank you. And that would be 11, and I don't want to do that. All right, I'm going to roll the dice, so to speak. So I'm going to go ahead and spend. Hold on, I got it. Wait, math. So I would need 12, 16. I would need 19 to be able to do that next turn. You know what? I am going to take the card, and I'm going to move a tanker. So I will take this, I will put it up here just in case somebody goes yonder. And do I want to flush anything right now? I do not. Okay, that was a really uneventful turn.
Mm-hmm.
But I can... I cannot, because I need 4, and I don't think I have enough of one color to be able to buy a consolidation chip, which really stinks. Nope. Okay, so, here. Done. Whee! US.
Oh, look at all the wonderful options. I'll go with this guy.
All right, I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
So we can convert that to a pump jack right here. So
Three.
use 3 workers. So that's fine. Give me 2 back. Get 3 on there. If you don't mind. And then 4 to transport. And split that even. 1 to him. 1 to you.
You have to pay your own shares.
I have to pay my own shares. I knew that. That's completely fine.
Thank you.
So those are coming out here, and those are coming out here. Would you like to move out as well?
I would.
Technically, it would be Edward's choice first, I guess, because of turnover.
Oh,
but
right.
No,
You-
goes around.
Goes around
Yeah.
from me?
Yeah,
Okay.
from you.
Well, that's...
Always clockwise.
No, you don't get to pay.
You don't have to pay me, because it's your train.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So then,
Yeah, please. Yes, I would like to take my train. Thank you. And I got paid, apparently.
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
back to man.
1 on the refinery and 1 on my boat.
I really want to get on that refinery.
Oh, you had the opportunity to pay shares to convert that.
She did not. It's not Amanda's turn. It's
only
only
when
it's
it's
only the active player's
That's
turn.
when it was... The plug was
Only
pulled.
only when you pull the plug do you get the chance to
Got it.
piggyback.
My bad.
No
I was
worries.
looking at the
No
wrong
worries.
section.
Squirrel, where are you going with your barrel?
Where am I going?
Yeah, wood is always preferable to plastic, in my opinion. But I think that's going to be a differentiation between Euro and Ameritrash.
Production.
Yeah, and
I can't.
which there's nothing wrong with either of them. Just it's what you have a predisposition towards.
So if I wanted to go up here,
Mhm.
could I
Yep.
one train, Brian's
Okay.
train?
Yep.
Okay.
Not to be confused with Brian Train, the war game designer. Correct. Right.
I would not have done that at all. There you go.
And then I owe you 2.
Correct.
For right.
For going
So
under
for
mine.
me, So this is really interesting for me is because of what I'm hoping to be able to do, and again, thinking out loud, I cannot take my ship. I want to leave my ship there. So,
Limits your options. Right?
it does. I mean, I could jump on Matt's, but I have no idea where he's taking us. And it could end up being a 3-hour cruise.
Pay a share to Amanda and take your other boat.
That is an option, actually. So it'd be paying one either way. But you know what?
You're in control, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it would be cheaper to go that route. So I will do that. So I will pay Amanda 1 share of mine to go ahead and come over onto her train and make a decision now. Do I want to go to Africa? I'm already winning Africa currently right now, so that's good. South America is looking a little suspect. As is Russia. So I will go ahead and get onto my ship. And Matt, because you are the active player, you have honor, which means I get to see what you're doing.
Yeah, we're just gonna.
Sorry about the riffle shuffle. This isn't our copy though, so I can get away with that.
We're gonna come over here and go right there.
Okay, so now the decision is to me, which I either keep up for second, which that would be a total of a 2-point difference, or I think, you know what, I'll go ahead and go up to Russia, please. And go ahead and hit the refinery there. Thank you, sir. Okay. All right, so that's it. Are you flushing any partially filled?
No.
Okay. So you can move an unused ship if you wish, which technically that happens before the partial.
That one's
flush,
there.
but-
I like them where they are.
Okay, cool. So the only one that empties then looks like Asia. All right, so you're getting 8 shares for sure. And what do you want to do with those? As they just bob in the ocean.
And we're in Asia right now, right? So that is a 4.
Yep.
4s.
So Russia's a 5.
Yep. Russia's the only 5 right now.
Wow, it's 10 points though.
So,
Is it?
Uh-huh.
so I'm getting 8 no matter what, right?
Yes.
I'll take 4 mine and 4 green.
So are you keeping these here then?
Keeping those there.
All right. Well, that locks down Asia pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Brian, your penultimate turn. So
I will
lucky
will
card.
buy a
Yeah,
consolidation
Asia.
okay.
because that was a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep. 4 points.
Oh, wiping them?
Yep.
Okay.
They
So
were all
those-
completely worthless.
So what are you looking for? So we can.
Here or Canada. I mean,
Okay, so
ultimately,
Canada,
that's really the only
Canada
interest
or
I have going.
Northeast Russia. That's not good. Oh, that's not good. Nope. Oh, there you go.
All right,
There's
I got,
one.
I got at least 1 card then.
It's 5. Oh, you
Oh,
got
I
options.
got
And now you see that if it's worth it to you,
Oh, yeah,
it
absolutely.
can totally
I would
be
have had a
worth
wasted
it, right?
turn like you, where all I do
Exactly,
is move a
yeah.
boat and that's that.
Mike called it. Brian has crappy card choice unless he gets a flop.
You know?
Bing. All right, so basically you're looking at either this card or this card.
Yes.
So 2 points, more workers, and 2 shares. Especially matters for consolidation chips.
Which is the 2 shares of Russia, which is 5 currently. Okay.
And you also got to look at, okay, so that would be 2 barrels for you, 1 for Matt, 2 for me. 2 for
3
you.
barrels for me, actually.
3, I missed the far one, you're right, it would be
that's
3
that's
there.
clearly the better choice. 3
Okay.
barrels.
All right,
Just
so
going off that alone.
Okay.
So I get 2
2 red.
workers and 2 red.
2 workers, maybe, or that's
got
good
it.
too. Okay.
Good.
He always comes to get his workers.
So how many workers do you have over there?
I've got 12.
Okay. So to build, convert, and transport would be 11.
But there are no open spaces left.
Oh, wow. There are none.
There
That's
are
one
so-
chock full area.
Okay.
Yep, it is full.
So I guess transport? Or you could build infrastructure if you want to train.
To go to the other side.
Yeah,
Which
it's
goes nowhere.
useless, yeah.
Also remember, you do have the neutral areas.
That's
okay?
12 for another refinery.
Or 2 for a train.
Or 2 for a train.
Which you could
Oh,
build
you
a
could just
train
build a train
here,
there.
you could
Gotcha,
build
I gotcha.
there, so on and so forth.
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
Yep. All right, we are going to convert 4 shares, or I'm sorry, 4
Three.
groups of shares
Okay.
for 4 more workers. Doesn't even really matter which color at this point.
Oh,
it's
so
going to be
so
all
that
not
means
my own.
that's going to be 12. Don't even bother, because he's getting 12 for a refinery
Yep.
and 4 to transport.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. Well done. Okay, so where's the refinery, sir?
Well,
So your options are
Europe or
neutral.
Australia, really, yeah. There's really the options. Just go Australia, I guess
Okay.
that doesn't matter.
All right, so then you're transporting.
Yep.
All right, so one of each of yours. And I will transport.
I've got to pay first off.
Oh, you do?
You know, I'll give you 1 this
Thank
time.
you, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Why are you adding to that
Shares.
enormous stack of shares?
Yeah,
you
but
have?
it doesn't. There's no use for them, unlike in the first edition where you got majority
Still,
scoring,
though,
not
man.
in this
And
one.
that's what I was confused about.
Right.
Right. That's the question.
So I will transport as well on my train, please. And Matt, are you?
I will transport my one on my one
Okay.
train.
Okay. Oh, that was good, efficient
God
use
dang
of that area. Okay, so Brian, where are you going, sir?
We're going to put 1 on my vote, and we're going to put 2 right there.
So this is Russia here.
Mm-hmm.
So that puts you at 4. And I don't care if Brian or if Matt goes there to fill that. Because I would be, well,
It would make him tied for 3rd
right.
if I left
Right.
that right there.
You know what? Go and load me up onto 1 onto my boat for sure. And then go ahead and load me up 1 on yours, sir.
On mine?
Yeah. Matt?
Put me on my boat.
Okay.
I'm on a boat.
All right, so Brian, your ship moves first. You're captain because it's your boat. So take us to Australia, please. All right,
You
and
too.
thank you. And then for me, yeah, you know what? Go and take me to Australia as well, please. Go visit Rob. Okay?
And Phoebe.
And Phoebe. I really would prefer not to
Me too, but
visit Phoebe,
I think they're a package deal, kind of like we are.
right? And Matt, where are you going, sir?
Not Asia. Um,
Thanks, Mike.
South America. Oh, you already got 1 down there.
Well, he would be tied for.
Yeah. Well, he's
Or
already got
he
1
would be in first,
that
but
one.
it
Yeah.
has to empty. That's
Sure.
the other kicker.
But we still got 1 turn to spend these.
If you want,
Yeah.
with those points
I've
also.
got those
right.
and I've
So,
got a
yep,
card
yep.
too.
Oh, he's
so-
got a card.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
And remember, your your refinery chip is only your own color refineries.
Right.
So
Okay.
my
All
question
three
is,
can use that on that.
There you go.
Okay.
where can I take it where I know somebody else is going to empty it and it's going to benefit me? Oh yeah, take me to Australia too.
So we could have gone on 2 ships. But,
And that's
all right.
unfortunate.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Ouch.
I just lost the game because of that. I
Ouch.
did not count things.
1 barrel.
Yeah, 1 barrel over here.
So 1 share to Matt. Ouch. And 9 to you, sir.
You get a lot of it back when
Yeah,
you
that's
dump
true.
that.
Well, I
Yeah.
won't get a whole bunch of it right back right now, but it's still unfortunate.
Yeah, that's a
Because I got
bummer.
to pay 25 to pay that.
You do.
Yeah, that's
All right, so
Yeah, just defeated the whole point of my turn.
consolidation chip.
No.
Okay, moving any. You don't have any boats, so that's it.
Well, no. I'm going to use one of my cards.
Yeah.
Oh, to flush?
yes.
Okay. Okay, so one of your cards to flush. Which one?
Which one?
Actually?
Yeah, that's the question now.
Actually, it's not. Do you want me to point out why?
This one gets me 16 points.
Yeah,
I
for
do
16, it gets you right. Well, you don't need the other 2. You can actually discard them to get 16 shares because you already have a
So-
lead.
I
Exactly.
need the visible.
There you go.
If
So-
I do this, then I need 1 there.
Okay.
And then
so
I
that,
can discard 1. for
right.
shares.
So it gives
Okay.
you 12 shares.
Okay.
So you can take 4s.
Yeah.
It'd be easier. All
Okay.
right. So Amanda, no consolidation chip, he said. So there you go. Oh, I guess.
There was already one out
Yeah.
there. I made sure.
There's that one. There's that one, and now there's that one.
Is
Would you
that-
like 3 points, 2 points, or 1 point
that-
and 3?
The yellow shares or
they are.
any
These
share?
are
Okay.
yellow shares.
All right. Just a second.
Math.
MAFF.
Yep.
Math.
Math.
I would say these are pretty lucrative. That
They
was
can be.
7 points there.
Yeah, I mean you're sitting on what? 17 points. I'm sitting on 8.
I have 3 Wildcatters, so I have 12 just in those.
They're right. I have no Wildcatter, so it kind of balances, right? In
I
what
got the
direction you
3rd
want to go.
Refinery now.
There you go, right? So that's 6. So that helps offset some of that. Yeah. As long as you can pay it back, which
Well,
you
you
will.
think
be
about it, I
able to.
spent 4 points to do that. Probably not the greatest of moves.
I will take the one that has 3 shares of yellow, please.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I have 3 shares of yellow, please?
Okay. I suppose.
Thank you.
All right. So what are you doing then, ma'am?
Quite a few things.
Okay. Math is hard. Exactly, York. Exactly.
1,
If
2,
you're from the UK, maps.
5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 8.
So it sounds like I'm not going to be able to do what I planned on doing because people are thwarting my plans here.
Okay, I'm gonna
Build a
put
refinery in
refinery
Europe.
in Europe. Because Brian thwarted my Australia idea.
Well, and that thwarted my idea. So,
A
thought I-
chain of thwarting.
right?
Yes.
I thought I was being all slick. No, but I wasn't.
Thwart chain.
You are incorrect, sir. Okay.
Oh, okay. Congratulations to whoever won the second heavy cardboard mule auction for Essen. So how much are you starting the third one at, Rob? And you said you're going to reduce it every so often? And the first one to chime in says, yes, I will pay that. They win the auction. So reverse Dutch auction. I'm excited to see what that goes for. Because basically we're selling our ability to be there and our time and our luggage space.
Luggage space, really, is it? Yeah.
Okay, so let's think. So I
Okay,
want
fair enough. Ketzer.
Okay, so can I put in in this area,
Mm-hmm.
can I build another oil derrick and
course.
then transform it into a pump jack?
Yeah, that it costs you 7
7.
and
Okay.
then 4 to transfer.
Okay.
Or
So yeah,
Or
yeah,
transfer.
11.
so it's 11 more to do so.
4, 5.
Really? Wow, so it's 6. So you're going to
6,
spend
8.
18 shares to do that? All for 1 barrel of oil?
You'll see.
Okay. Wow. All right. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 3 more. 18 shares she is spending to get enough workers to be able to do it. All right. So throw a pump jack over here. So here, give me a, give me an oil derrick so visually. So you built that. converted it to this, and then paying to transfer or to transport.
On top of building that.
Yeah, that
Which
is
I
a
already had
massive
paid
turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you're transporting 1, 2, 3,
4.
and 4. All right, so what are you doing with them? 151. All right.
Okay, I am putting 1 in this refinery here. Then I'm loading up my boat.
Oh, great to hear, Wayne. Thanks for letting us know.
Okay.
Another auction idea. You get to walk Asher at HeavyCon.
Oh, yeah. Of course, you
And
can't eat all the walking you need.
people will pay you. Pay for that?
I'm like, wait, I've been doing this wrong all along.
Okay,
You can
then
do another one to do the dishes if you like.
2 here.
Nope,
No,
it
you have to
it
stop.
empties.
Oh, it ends. Okay,
empties.
that sucks. Okay.
Unless you wanted, if you went to like Australia
Yeah.
first, then you could do it
Then I
that way.
could.
Everything must empty unless it's impossible to empty.
Okay, then let's do that. Let's go over
So
here.
going to Australia first. So now only one gets offloaded, then it comes up to Europe, right?
You take all your spent ones.
Yep. And Brian, you owe her
Yep.
2 shares, sir. All right. So, are you moving any unused tanker? You don't have.
don't have
any?
one.
Are you going to empty a partially filled refinery? Okay. So 389 is the first initial. So anybody, and then how often are you gonna drop that price, Rob? I'll be honest, Andrew, I would have been disappointed a little bit too had you won. So I appreciate that.
Okay, I am going to
Oh, and
use
welcome, Shingo. Just saw you.
Gonna
Down
use-
under as well.
Card.
my card
Okay.
to empty this.
Down to Europe, and you're not going to take any shares,
Correct.
I assume? Okay. And now, are you going to any full refinery? So Oz gets emptied,
Sure, now I get a bunch of shares.
right? So you're going to get 16 for sure. And what do you want to do with yours?
That's basically 1 point
As
as it stands right now.
yes.
Oh, no,
no,
no.
you're tied for second.
Oh, no, it's 4
So
points.
12,
Okay,
it's
put it-
4
put it in
points.
there.
Okay, so
I'll take
16
16.
shares, sir. Sorry. Go ahead and take your card, ma'am. And then, would you like to buy a consolidation chip, ma'am,
No.
for South America? All right, so we're going into the final round. This gets wiped.
It's 10 workers.
Everybody gets 10 workers.
And I get
And,
4 shares.
Yep, I will take 3 shares. We
Oh,
go
yeah, these
into
two.
the final round.
1 share for me, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So now that it's the final round, everybody shows how many oil barrels or oil drops you have. I have a total of, looks like 7.
I have 6.
I have 3.
So I'm last.
Okay, so you
I'll
just
get whatever's
end up,
left over,
Right. Okay. So I will go ahead and go last on this turn. So Amanda, I will go last. So Matt, you get next choice. So I'm going last.
I'll go next to last.
Okay. Third, Amanda.
Second.
Okay. So
I get to go first.
you have the honor.
Boy, that
sir.
sounds like it's a good idea.
I just want to be able. Now, one other thing, real quick. If anybody has, which I think a lot of us do, if anybody has a empty refinery action card, you can do so at the end of the game as well. Everybody can use one of these, as well as one on the end of their turn. Okay. Plus, don't forget you have your your refinery chip, but that's worth 2 points at the end of the game.
That
if
only
you
works
do not
on
use
your
it.
your refineries, right?
Correct. That's the difference. So, Brian, it is your honor, sir. Okay, that sounds good, Rob. I'm excited to see how that goes. Cool.
Well, I gotta take the Canada one. There's only one.
Canada right there. So, hey, it's 2 points.
Yeah. Don't go wrong with that.
Okay. Let me get my shares ready because I am transferring this time.
Right. Okay.
So not paying
So,
for anything other than
I'm-
transport.
I don't believe I need to do anything else because it's full, so I can't add any more rigs there anyway.
Fair point.
So yeah,
Okay.
all I'm going to do is pay for transport.
Okay.
Do that right now.
Okay. And then I will piggyback with my 3.
I will buy a boat as well.
And actually,
right?
I'm going
'Cause
to
I
give.
can- Oh, I should have done. I'm sorry. I should have done that first. I should have
Right.
bought the boat first.
No big deal. You're fine. So, Brian, I'll go and give you 3 since I feel like you're in the worst position right now.
What are you
because of
talking
the-
about? You can't see how many shares I have.
All right. So now decide what to do with your barrels.
Mine are going on my boat. Ooh, this is actually interesting.
Oh, all right.
He does have a lot
Thank
of
you.
4
He does.
bits over there.
Shh.
Sorry, my
no,
bad.
the amount of shares I have is secret.
Okay, so Brian is the captain of both boats right now, unless I join onto my boat, and odds are I'm going to. So I'm going to put 2 onto my boat, which makes me the captain, even though you loaded first.
It was a risky.
Oop,
It was
sorry.
a risk I took, but it makes you put 2 there
Yeah.
to do anything with it.
No, I only have to put 1, but I want to put 2 there. And actually,
Oh, okay.
go
I
ahead and
wasted
throw.
that.
Go ahead and throw.
This one.
Yeah, onto yours.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we are the captain of each other's or of our own ships.
Of our own
So
ships, yeah.
you get to move yours first, sir.
Yeah, I played that stupid. Well, I'm gonna go Australia.
Okay.
I think. Wait, where's Europe at? Which one's Europe? No.
Oh,
down
sorry,
there.
right here.
Okay, so no, I don't want to do that.
So you owe him 2 shares.
No, he owes me 2.
No.
Nope.
Yes,
You bought
you're
my
right.
oil.
That's how math works.
Math.
Math, not maths. I guess that's some of the rules.
Maths.
I guess.
So 3. So I'm winning Australia right now.
There's something that you need to get for the shop right there. Authentic Sweater Mike sweaters.
Yes.
Right.
That'd be awesome.
You know what? Go ahead. Load it up.
It'd be great if you got like a sweater with like little meeples on it or something.
Right.
Yep. Or
Elephants.
So
elephants.
4 more share. Oh, you want to just give me a chit?
Just take
Okay. All right.
The
so
chits
4
are
more.
gonna get spent.
I gotcha. All right. So Australia's full. So that's it. So now, do you wish to move any unused tankers? You have 1.
Mm-hmm.
So where do you think somebody is going to use here?
What is out
There you go. Well, ignore that one. There.
There's that.
Because that's going to get wiped. No, it won't.
No,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm wrong. I apologize. There you go.
I'll just go here.
Okay. All right. Do you wish to empty any partly filled refineries?
So it didn't
Okay.
work out the way I wanted it to.
All right. Then that empties
Yeah.
automatically. What do you wish to do with yours, sir?
I think they.
So you're getting 12 for sure.
Just put one of them there, so I'll get 6.
16.
So hold on, what do the shares do at the end of the game?
They convert into workers, and then majority scoring down here 8, 4, and 2 for
Workers.
whoever has the most workers. Correct.
So
and
I will
And the conversion rate on workers
3
is
3 to 1.
3 to 1.
I believe so.
So I'll take 16 shares.
Okay. Yes, it's 3 shares to 1 worker. Okay. All right. So all those, that's done. Would you like to buy a consolidation chip?
I doubt I can.
Okay. So then,
Let me have a blue
so
share
who's
right here.
second?
Me.
Amanda? Well, to Sweater Mike's defense, York, it's warm in here. So there's that. Or what Christopher Clark said. But no, normally he does. It's just all these lights, they're warm. Like, I have no idea how you two are in
Oh,
sweaters.
I'm perfectly fine.
I'm dying.
Can have the second South America.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Here, I'll put it in South Africa for you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Less confusion. Okay. So first of all, gonna spend 2 workers to build a boat.
Okay.
Then
Did we get 10 workers? I did not.
Yeah, 10
yeah,
right
you
there.
did.
No, this is from last turn because I didn't spend any.
Oh, no, then you didn't.
Thank you. A plan. I had one.
Okay, let's see here. Hang on.
Sweater Mike, that's funny. So you can see that definitely the area majorities have definitely ramped up as the game has gone on the last couple rounds, big time. And there's not a ton of oil left on the board,
Not really.
especially with 3 undeveloped areas. All those
Yeah.
Wildcatter
Yeah, that's
chits.
pretty much the majority of it right there. And then what we got left in Canada.
Wow, this is hard. Okay. I have 8 workers, so I think I'm just going to transport the
Okay.
2 barrels right there.
So that's 4 workers spent. And what are you doing with them, ma'am?
They are both going on my boat.
Okay. I like that it like backed up out of port and now it's ready to go. Okay.
And it's going to Africa.
Okay. All right. Do you wish to, let's see, no tankers. Do you wish to empty any partially filled? Because remember, you can use 1 card at the end of the game.
Which I have none.
Okay.
So I will use my
Your chit?
chip.
Okay. So which one?
This one.
So Africa gets emptied. Okay. And I take it you're not taking shares to do so.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Do you wish to buy a consolidation chip for South
No.
America? All right. Penultimate action of the game. Matt, you're up. Now, a whole lot of crappy cards out there. Mostly useless. Same. That one.
Yep.
And that one.
Or say he does have one.
He,
do have
he
one
does
there.
have there.
But this one,
Get you 2 barrels.
And 3,
Yep, actually-
and 3 workers.
and possibly 3 barrels, because I'm going to build another one and put a pump jack there.
So 3 workers. Wait, how many workers do you have? 21 now?
Quite a few.
Okay.
Plenty. So I'm going to build that. Put that there.
Give me 3.
No. Barrels.
3 barrels.
3 barrels. And how much was it to
So
do
it's
that again?
4 to
That's
build
7
it,
so far.
3 to convert it, so you're at 7.
7. All right. 7.
And then 4 to transport.
Now, first, 2 for a boat.
Okay.
And
4 to transport and take 1 back.
yeah, 1 back.
So you're left
Transport.
with 9 so far?
Yeah.
And then anything else?
Yeah. Could just throw a refinery out there, but it wouldn't get me points. So.
Okay.
So we will transport.
Okay.
And-
so who are you giving it to? So you got 3 barrels that you're. Nope, red, Amanda.
And they're all going towards my boat.
While going here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who are you
so
paying?
Yellow
I'll
or
give it to
blue?
Amanda.
Yep.
Thank you.
Not surprised. So Amanda, are you transporting?
I am
And I am as well, please.
on each of our own trains.
I am. Well, I am. I can't speak for you.
You just swap colors.
Right. All right. So Matt, what are you doing with yours?
Put them all on my boat.
I'll go ahead and get on mine.
Amanda, free boat ride.
Hijack,
I guess.
hijack the boat, hijack it for money.
Yep. Or you can come down here to your boat.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh yeah, that makes
Because
sense.
her
That makes
train
sense.
right
Yeah.
now. All right. So Matt, where are you going?
Well, take me to Europe.
Crap! Everybody's falling off.
This has changed everything for me for my turn. Amanda, you're next.
Hang on. Sorry, I have to. My shares were not in order.
Okay, you owe 6 to
1, 2, 3,
Matt.
4, 5, 6. Let me go.
So that gives you guys 3 and 3, and it would give me 4 points as of right now if I go there. I already own Australia right now, proverbial speaking. It's 4 points if I do that. You know what? And this is Matt's turn. We're going to make him burn it. Okay. 2 shares there. All right. So now, do you wish to move any unused tankers, Matt?
No. Yeah,
Okay.
good.
All right. Then do you wish to empty any partly filled refineries?
Sure.
Yep, I figured you would. So this goes away here. Thank you. Assume Europe. And I assume you're not taking any shares.
That's correct.
Well, okay.
Well, it's my refinery.
All right. So you actually get 8 shares, Amanda. Just, yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Do you wish a consolidation chip, Matt?
That was for Asia,
It
which
was.
is 5, right?
Yep, 5 apiece. So while you're deciding, go ahead and take care of that.
2, 3,
You get to
4.
do this big
Question
thing that you've been
is-
planning.
Well, no, you guys have completely changed what I was
4,
planning on
5.
doing.
Should have gone first,
That, yes.
and this is going to be the Asia chip.
3, 4, 5.
If he has enough.
If he has.
I don't have enough yellow.
Oh,
That
I
hurt.
thought I did, but I don't. I've got enough
All
of
right.
everything but yellow.
So here was my original plan. So I have 20 workers. So I was going to go with a refinery, either in Australia or Europe, whichever wasn't built, and then be the last one to deliver.
No,
That
I
was
need
the
4
plan.
more shares because we put 4 down there.
Oh, okay. Good call.
Thanks, Andrew.
So that's completely changed what I planned on doing. So now, the only oil that I have left on the board currently is in Canada, and there are no Canada cards. Now, they might all be used. I don't know, and I'm not going to take the time to count them up. So, the question is, there is no Southwest Asia out there either. America doesn't do me any good. This is a potential because I have enough to be able to get a barrel of oil out, 1 barrel, which would be enough to give me Africa. But then I forfeit Europe. So with one, I would take 1/3, that's 4 points, whereas this would be 8 points. So it's probably worth it to me, as opposed to having to flush and then hope that I get something. Because useless, useless. That's full, so that's useless. No, yes, and that's it. So I guess that's what we're going to do. Plus it's worth another 2 points. So we will do that. I like I said, I was going to build another refinery, but a second one, just like what Brian said, it doesn't make sense to only do 2 because since you guys have already got them out there. So I am going to, so I have 20 workers. So let's see, if I did this, that's 8, and then 6 to convert is 14, and 4 to transport is 4. So that's 18. I'll do 2. So that to that, all for 2 barrels of oil. 18, so I'll take 2 workers back, please, Amanda.
Get you a boat.
Ah, and that's exactly, yeah, good call, right. And the last 2 will be for,
Now you can take them 2 wherever you want.
right, good call. And it's my last boat, so there we go. So I already paid the transport, so Amanda actually gets 2 as well, if she wants.
I do.
Okay, but I would ask that you use mine since I gave you the opportunity.
No.
Okay, well, I tried. So South America, Amanda's already got that, provided she flushes that if she can. She got it either way, so it doesn't matter. So I'm obviously getting onto my boat. Hold on one second, actually. Yeah, because I can only flush one of my own. Yeah, I'm getting on my boat. Amanda, what are you doing?
I'll join you.
Because
Sure.
now that hurts me in Africa. South America's 5 or 4 for the consolidation chip.
4 for South America.
I got to, I mean,
If
with
you
this, I
don't-
gotta have 4
If
of
you,
each.
if you don't, you got issues.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Let me just check this out because this is going to matter on what I do. 1, 2. There's 4. 4. I better have enough red. 1, 2, 3.
What?
I didn't have
What?
enough yellow.
You are 1 red short?
I was one.
With
ye-
this
I,
stack.
I was one
That
yellow
is
short.
Crazy.
Yeah, I really, and yeah. Well, okay.
Oh my.
That might change what I do.
So now you want to deliver to your own
Or to red.
or to red. Yes.
Because that's worth 7 points. In Asia, well, that would give me tied for second, which gives me 6. Because right now I'm
Actually,
getting.
did we get you? No, time for second. Here, let's get two.
You know what? We're going to Africa. Or I'm sorry, we're going to Asia. So
Well, does Amanda want to go?
she has
Have
to
to.
go
She has
there.
to go
She
there?
doesn't have a choice. So 6 shares, sir.
So which
Between
means
the
we're
2 of
jumping on
us.
the boat.
Yeah, so I get 4.
Well, there's 4.
And then,
I just
Now-
did this just so I'm
all right, so we'll do this in order. So that's transport. Then move unused tankers does not matter. Empty a partially filled, and I will at this point. So I will go ahead and empty. I guess we'll do Asia. Yeah, we'll do Asia. So, Matt, you get 12 shares. Doesn't matter the color.
No.
All right, so there's that. Cannot empty, there are no full refineries, so there's that. I can buy a consolidation chip. Well, there's 4, 4, 4, and 4. So I will. That's 7 points for that. Matt. Okay, so we have reached the end of the game. All right. So here we go. In turn order, all players with a refinery on their area cards can empty 1 and only 1. I have none. So, I'm sorry, in turn order. So,
I have
Brian,
none.
you're up first. No? Amanda?
0.
Matt?
None.
All right, so we're not doing that. We've already done that. Then we go into victory points for consolidation chips and refinery chips in hand. So, Brian, what do you have for consolidation and refinery chips?
What does it mean by refinery chips? This
The-
one?
Yeah.
This one.
Okay,
you
yeah, so I've
did
got
two.
2 plus 11 is 13.
Okay,
So I'm at 15.
okay. And Amanda?
2.
blue.
Okay, Matt?
17, 18, 19.
Yep.
25.
And I'm at 8, 15, 17 for you. Okay, so that's that. Then we go into victory points for area cards on hand, meaning your these. And that one.
4.
And Amanda?
6.
6 as well.
6 for red.
And 9 for yellow. All right, victory points for Wildcatters. I have 0. That makes that real easy.
I have 3.
Amanda's getting 12 for blue, so you're at 30.
And I've got 1, so
So
2.
that's 2 points. And
I
Brian?
know.
Oh, you have
Oh,
one
I'm sorry, I do
for-
have
yeah,
one. So
2
that's
points
2.
for you. Okay. Then we go into victory points for built refineries. So there's only one person that gets it.
Amanda
right?
and I both get 12.
get
Oh, you
3.
both get
Or
12.
I'm sorry, I get 6. We both get 6.
Okay. No, one more, Amanda. You're at 36?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's on
okay, sorry.
36.
All right. All loans have to be paid off at this point, so 25 shares for Brian.
I take from my stack here.
Okay, there you go. Congratulations. That gets cleared. And now for every 3 shares, you get a worker, so just divide by 3. So, 18 workers. 53.
And I get 14.
I got 25.
I thought I was killing y'all on that. Are you kidding me?
He had all those.
He had a
green
gigantic
stacks.
stack.
Wow.
Giant stack.
Did you get him already?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
hold on. I did the math right? Where it's.
It's divided by 3.
Well, hold on. Now I'm doubting myself here.
Okay.
Give me a 5. Just.
Oh, how about 25 is how many I had divided by.
3, so it's 8,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
That's probably a little better.
Okay.
Here
I
we
was
are.
like, holy cow. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Brian. You're good. You're good.
Just do these.
Okay.
Sorry, my bad.
All right.
No, you're
so,
fine.
How many is that
Brian,
altogether?
how many do you have total? How many
Workers, I have 12.
Okay. Amanda,
I have 13.
Matt,
23.
and I have 18. So Matt. So now, hold on. Let me take down chat for a minute, guys, so you guys can see the scoring on this. So the scoring. So Matt's going to get 8 points for red. 41. I'm in second for 4. Okay, with 18. And Amanda is third for 2. Okay, so that's workers. Okay, so after workers, we go into, in case of a tie, right, victory points for oil delivered, and then that's it. So here. So it looks like using this, sure, okay, let me just move chat real quick. We'll move it up here. There we go, guys. All right, so we have 16, 8, and 4 respectively. So here, so it looks like 16 for green,
That's 43.
and second is going to be yellow for 8, and third is 4 for red. So that's done. Then we go 16 for blue, and then it's going to be 6 for yellow and red respectively. Okay, then, so add up first and second, 24, that's 12 each for blue and red. And then blue is going to get another 16, so that's 4, 5, 6, and 2 more. Second is going to be 8 for yellow, so 1, 6, 7, 8. And red is going to get 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then green is going to get 16. So 1, 2, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yellow is going to get 8. 1, 2, 3, and 5. And
Blue.
sorry,
That's 4.
blue is getting 4, which that's going to be a big 4. Then here, red is getting 16. 1, 2, 3, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yellow and blue are getting 6 each. Will you stop that, Amanda? There, 6 for Amanda. And 16 for yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 14, 15, 16. Oh, that's so gross. 8 for green. 1, 6, 7, 8. And then 2 points apiece for red and blue. And that's it. Amanda wins at 94. I come in second at 92. Hashtag good teacher. Matt
85.
at 85. And Brian, thank you for
Also
playing.
played.
67. Brian also played. I like that. Awesome.
Also
What
ran.
did you?
Oh, wait.
85.
Hold on. Wait.
85.
Wait, what is this? Okay, so I apparently miscounted my workers, but it still ended up good for second. And what is this? Yellow is owed 8 for Africa?
Why?
No, I'm pretty sure I took, because it's second, it's 5
Yeah.
to 4. So I think we did it. So
Because
yeah,
the oil on that refinery is just there.
yeah, it never got emptied because
Right.
I chose to empty Asia instead. So wow,
Hey,
there
I
you
took
go.
a loan and I won.
Yeah, so it can happen,
Yeah.
right? All right, so second edition Wildcatters. So first off, Brian, since you've only played it a handful of times, thoughts?
I've only played it one other time.
Okay.
But it was only a couple months ago that we played it. But I can't remember it well enough to know what the differences are. You know,
Right.
I enjoy the game. I'm just not great at area control games.
Okay.
That's what it usually boils down to.
Okay.
But I enjoy it. It's fun to play.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, from the handful of times I've played it, the consolidations definitely change some of where you're going and what cards you want to get those. So that actually changes some decisions there from the base game. Everything else is pretty similar. You know, having workers instead of money.
Yeah, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the
Yeah.
other, really. Yeah.
But otherwise, it's pretty much the same game. Being able to empty the refineries does change some things. Maybe cut some of the sharp edges off a little bit, but
I actually had mentioned to Clay that make a quote unquote expert variant to just remove the refinery chips.
and I think that's still if you wanted to play that way, you still
You could, you just don't put them in play. Yeah, that's easy enough. I agree. So, Amanda?
Well, like you said earlier, we've been playing this game for years, and I am very happy that Capstone picked it up so that more people can get to play this because it was very hard to get before. And the little changes doesn't really change very much, you know. I mean, but it's still beautiful. It's still a very gorgeous game and gameplay, and the way it looks. The length is not too long. It plays in the amount of time it should. And yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
I've always loved it.
Well, I mean, it was a Golden Elephant Award finalist in 2013 for a reason. The game holds up.
Yeah.
We're actually going to be talking about it in our revisit this week
Yep.
for the episode for the podcast. The big thing for me is the conveyor of the cards that, yes, you can still have to be able to drive a point home. Brian and Matt were the only two that flushed this. 4 points wasn't going to make a difference one way or the other, and it both benefited you. Both times it benefited you. So the ability.
Oh yeah, I would have been way worse off points wise if I had not done it.
Exactly.
I would have had a wasted move.
Right. And so the fact that that ability to be able to flush the cards is there, I think is a big deal. And having that extra little conveyor to where every round one card comes out,
Yeah, that's nice.
that's a small thing, but it makes a big difference. I'll be honest, when I first played this at Essen last year, Clay and I got together with Andre and Rolf at their condo to play the second edition on the first edition board. And I wasn't really sure about the consolidation chips But in hindsight, to get away from the majorities of the shares, I actually think it works
I do
really,
too.
really well. And like what Matt said, the fact that you can, it changes some thinking and it adds layers of decision or layers of thinking into your decision for what areas you want to go to based on what consolidation chips are available.
It really does, and it makes a difference also in whenever you're flushing your refineries, what shares you're deciding to get.
Right, because otherwise you would just mostly focus on your own
So-
other than majorities.
So that
and-
makes it to
Yeah.
where you're going to get them in different ones. So.
Yeah, so big fan. Not a big surprise because, again, it almost won the award in
Yeah.
2013 to begin with. So it has held up as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah. So that's Wildcatters, y'all. Yeah, Amanda. Heater she's on. So, all right. So thanks to everybody for joining us. Thanks again to Capstone Games for sponsoring the playthrough. Again, pretty cool that this is going to be in each copy. So big thanks to them. And yeah, thanks to everybody who joined us, both live and is watching after the fact. Hopefully this helps you decide on whether or not this is a game that would be good for you and or your group.
And hopefully it will help you decide if you want to enter our giveaway that we are having for a copy of
Look at you being
Wildcatters.
so clever with that.
Go to heavycardboard.com/oil baron. Fill out the information. We will close it, and the winner will be announced on our Instagram, October 25th. We will be in Germany, so I'm not really good on the times and stuff, so it'll just be at some point.
So just watch Instagram.
So watch Instagram. You can also flag it to where if you follow us, you can flag it and get notified as soon as we post anything. So, and just like YouTube. So
Cool. So
check it
free
out.
copy of Wildcatters to the winner worldwide. So
Yeah.
thanks to Capstone Games for that
Absolutely.
as well. And as Rob's mentioning in the chat, we still have our pledge drive. I'm sorry, our patron drive going on. The 504 wobble wobble. Definitely appreciate all our patrons out there. And if you want to support this, you think it's worthy of support, we definitely would appreciate it. Check it out, pledgehc.com. So, y'all got anything else?
Not right now.
Y'all got anything else? No? All right, cool. We'll see y'all in Leiden next week.
Yes,
or
we will.
from Leiden in Netherlands.
Yes.
So, all right. So, Edward,
Amanda,
Matt?
Ryan.
catch y'all later. Take care, guys.
bye.